the $110 billion merger between Paramount and Warner
12
Brothers.
states sued over the proposed merger last week, arguing that combining two of Hollywood's legacy studios would extinguish competition. A federal judge on Monday agreed with those concerns, writing that the massive market share of the combined companies would, quote, likely violate antitrust laws. The companies were ordered to halt the merger for at least 2 weeks as the lawsuit moves forward. Peter Haralambous, ABC News.
The U.S. and Iran entering a second week of renewed strikes. An attack by Iran at a U.S. base in Jordan Friday, killing 2 U.S. service members. Their bodies will be brought back to the U.S. tomorrow in the military's dignified transfer ritual. President Trump will attend. In New York City, federal officials say a man is in custody after setting off an incendiary device outside the federal building. Authorities say the suspect has a history of anti-ICE activity. No injuries were reported. This is ABC News. A new setback in the massive lettuce recall amid the nationwide cyclosporiasis outbreak.
The FDA now says the one sample of Taylor Farms lettuce that had tested positive for the parasite was a false positive, but the recall is still on. Taylor Farms is pulling dozens of products sourced from central Mexico and distributed across 27 states, including bagged lettuce sold at Walmart under the Market Side brand. Health officials have already linked more than 1,600 illnesses to shredded iceberg lettuce served at Taco Bell locations in 5 states.
ABC's Hannah Batta. In Michigan alone, health officials confirmed 1,000 new cases over the weekend. Cases in that state topping 6,100. In Mississippi, a memorial service held today for Nolan Wells in Ocean Springs. The 18-year-old died while on a boating trip with friends on the 4th of July weekend. His mother, one of those speaking, saying his absence has left an emptiness that can never be filled. Michelle Franz on ABC News.
Good news for Boeing at Farnborough's Air Show. That is one story coming up. But first, your KIRO News Radio traffic in Bellevue, westbound 520 at 84th. A collision has multiple lanes blocked. So this is what's happening. Drivers are zigzagging through the scene to get through this, starting in the far right lane. Your bumper-to-bumper backup starts near Bellevue Way right now. Bellevue to Seattle up to 25 minutes. Only 10 minutes on I-90. Linwood to Seattle, a 25-minute trip with scattered backups from Northgate into downtown. North 5 is heavy between the Michigan Curve and I-90. Then it opens up for you in just a minor backup at the Ship Canal Bridge. Down in Tukwila, the on-ramp from State Route 99 to westbound 518 near the airport. A collision blocks 2 left lanes of the on-ramp that leaves the far right lane getting by. And if you're heading through Bothell, South 405 is crowded between 527 and 522. KIRO News Radio traffic.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. 3 passengers and a bus driver are in the hospital after a hit-and-run crash in Burien. KIRO 7 TV's Dee Sun reports this happened near Ombom Boulevard Southwest.
The windshield of the bus is shattered. We're told the car crossed into that intersection and then hit the bus just after 2 a.m. The driver of the car allegedly ran from the scene before deputies caught up with him and arrested him. The 4 people injured on that bus are now being treated at Harborview Medical Center.
Boeing is touting big sales at the Farnborough Air Show. KIRO News Radio's Luca Ducey has the latest.
Boeing making a splash at Farnborough outside London, selling a lot of planes on day 1 of the 5-day event, including an order for 100 MAX jets and 48 Dreamliners to Riyadh Air and Philippine Airlines. Bloomberg's Benedict Camel explains the air show is all about making deals.
Who buys what, who's ordering which aircraft. It's always the back and forth between Airbus and Boeing.
For the first time, there are more defense contractors at the show than any other industry. The hot items, fighter jets, drones, and AI-related defense. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
A young killer whale stranded on a beach in the Strait of Juan de Fuca is back swimming with its family. Whale watch operators spotted the 7-year-old Biggs killer whale, known as T65B2, stranded between Smith and Minor Islands on Thursday. NOAA and veterinarians determined the whale was healthy and did not need to be rescued. Crews monitored the orca until the tide rose, allowing it to swim away on its own about a half hour later. Today, the city of Tukwila could make camping in public places a crime. During public comment before a city council committee last week, this woman took issue with the term camping being used.
People who are unhoused and are in a public space are not there because it is the best option or this is fun in any way. They're in these spaces because they have no other option.
The measure would ban camping in city parks, on sidewalks, and on public utility property, with violators facing fines up to $1,000 or or jail time. Now let's check out that KIRO News Radio weather forecast. Filtered sunshine this afternoon, mixed a little smoke out there from the Canadian wildfires. That smoke will become a little more prominent tomorrow and Wednesday with a hot streak on the way. 85 today, 90 Tuesday, mid-90s Wednesday, back into the mid-80s Thursday. Hazy and 71 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Behold, a fiendish masterpiece from the bowels of hell! Mondays, boy, I hate Mondays. They make me so steamed. Weekends, I go for the weekends! Son of a
Welcome to the show. Happy Monday to everybody. Jake Skorheim here, sitting alongside a very jovial Spike O'Neill.
Oh, man. I just love that. I love that start. I love it.
You don't.
Tell
the audience what you love.
Okay.
Don't lie to them. Tell them what you love.
Okay. We have these TV monitors in the studio all the time. So we try to monitor as much news coverage as we can get.
We usually forget to switch them to sports, and then about 10 minutes in, we switch them both to sports.
Well, earlier programming tends to watch local network programming. And when the noon hour hits, it starts with, I don't know which, Bold and the Unemployable or whatever TV, whatever soap opera.
The Bold and the Retired.
The Retired and the Ridiculous. That's a good one. Well, this one actress is on screen, and there's a very dramatic scene. And she's got a couple of eye patches, like bandages, over her eyes.
It's dual eye patches.
And I'm thinking, okay, I understand when an actress gets pregnant, and they have to write that into the script.
Sure, you put a pillow under there, whatever.
Whatever.
You're saying because she's actually
pregnant, right?
Yeah.
You spend the first trimester wearing loose clothes. I mean, did this actress get eye surgery? And say, how do we write this into the script?
How can we make this real life thing part of the storyline?
Dramatic, suspense-filled, intrigue.
It looks ridiculous. But if you're not watching, hopefully you're not watching stories, or if you're watching, people email all the time. They're like, you know what my favorite thing to do is? I watch my stories on silent, but I listen to you guys. And then we are a perfect accompaniment to whatever you're saying on screen. All right, we got a lot of stuff to get to. Big show today. Lots of fun stuff. Here's one thing that's going to be fun. Last week we had a kid on whose name was Quinn. What's his name? What's Quinn's last name? Here it is. Quinn Brown. Quinn Brown was on this last week, and he found a Lakers shooting jacket from the 1970s that belonged to Will Chamberlain. He found it in basically a throwaway bin at a Goodwill outlet. And he nabbed it with a bunch of other stuff, and he bought it for by the pound, which is what you do at these outlets. He bought it for $3, among other things.
And thanks to the internet, he was able to research this jersey, verify what this jersey actually was.
Yes.
And it was spun of pure gold.
Yes.
Essentially.
Yeah, and it looks like it. It's Will Chamberlain's shooting jacket, shooting from the NBA Finals. How it ended up there, that's a story we may never know, but we now know that he has the jacket, and Sotheby's contacted him when they found out that he had it. They said, we want to put this up for auction. The auction ends today.
Yeah.
The bids right now, again, he bought it for $3. The bids right now, it ends at the end of our show today. The bids are up to $50,000 already. There's 42 people bidding on this thing. As the show goes on, we're going to give you updates because this is a lot of fun. And then he's going to be on with us. He was on with us last week. Just a great kid. He's 19 years old. And then tomorrow he's going to be on with us and talk about whatever he gets.
Well, you know how we're
going to get the reaction from
these
him on the show.
These auctions always catch fire in the last hour, 30, 20, 15 minutes.
You get your people watching.
It's going to be a bidding war. There are going to be international bidders. This is the kind of item. This is a historical artifact.
You can't recreate.
Will Chamberlain's last NBA championship.
Unreal.
This kid found it in a bin. It paid $3.
Lottery ticket. It's a lottery ticket.
And only because he works hard.
Yeah.
This kid dumpster dives for clothing, and he started up an online business at 19 years old.
Later in the show, we're going to play some clips when he was on with us because he's just you're rooting for this kid. If you listen to this, you want him to make as much money as possible. So
I want to take him home, clean him up, and raise him as my own. But he's got better parents.
You don't need to. He's got parents.
He's got great parents.
All right. I have a really funny story about that. I got to tell you real fast, and then we're going to get to our guest.
Sure.
Let's welcome him real fast, and I'll tell you my funny story. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio reporter, joins us now. Good to see you. We're going to talk about this
here.
heat wave coming up, and then we're going to talk about fires and all that stuff. But you just mentioned about raising this kid as your own. So when I was producing for Dory, I got really, really close to Dory. He was one of my dearest mentors and became just such a dear, wonderful friend. And at one point, it was so funny because he was just like, he was the best. At one point, he's like, he had made some suggestion about him being like kind of a father figure to me.
To you, yeah.
Which is totally legitimate and
absolutely.
He absolutely, because we were about that.
Mentors are one thing, but mentors who genuinely care about you.
It was even closer.
Yeah,
he was closer than a mentor.
Yeah.
But so he says something like that. And he was saying it. He was being kind of fun. He was being fun, and I was like, well, I already have a really great dad. He's like, oh, okay,
okay,
like,
then, never mind.
I guess I'll just be your mentor.
You're okay then.
Yeah. No, he was. Oh my gosh, man, I miss that guy. He was the best. All right, Luke Ducey, you're here. We don't miss you because you're right in front of us.
I'm here.
And you got a great story. This is about a heat wave coming up. People can look forward to this. I don't know if it's great, but people are preparing for a heat wave. And they can read about it at mynorthwest.com, and they can listen to you talk about it right now.
If you want.
What's coming up?
It's going to be darn hot. Back to you.
All right. Great. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah. Well, oh, my gosh. Here we go, right? Okay, let's start with the good news and the bad news, okay? Bad news is it's going to be hot. Temperatures in the 90s in places across western Washington, right? The good news, though, is I think we're going to be nowhere near the record highs for tomorrow and Wednesday, which are 97 and 96 degrees respectively.
Ooh, that's the record high, not what we're expecting.
It's not what we're expecting.
Okay.
It will get to above 90 in places for sure. Maybe even in Seattle.
It's always like the airport. It always gets that hot at the airport. They're like, airport sets records. I wonder if it's just because it's the tarmac.
It's the altitude.
It collects the heat.
It is. There's an altitude factor. Well, higher up should be cooler. Altitude breeds.
It depends.
What we could see tonight, and I'm really curious to see if we have a beautiful sunset, because what we could see rolling in today,
some of that
especially
haze.
north of Seattle and up in Skagit County and those areas. Yeah, we're going to see some smoke coming down from BC from wildfires up there.
Sure.
And, that could be good as well. I mean, air quality obviously isn't an issue. That's bad, but good because that will lower temperatures at least. So
that's true.
Yeah, a little bit.
Block out the sun.
Yeah, that's
and then
right.
It gets cooler.
That's right. I mean, things you should do and you should be doing now is if you don't, I'm thinking about going and getting some air conditioning. And then we'll talk about kind of why this is happening. But, think about if you have an issue with no air conditioning, it gets hot in your apartment, your condo, your house, go somewhere cool. Look on your government websites, right, for cooling stations and things like that. Go to the mall. Go to the movie. There's a great movie that just came out this weekend.
Sure.
Public libraries are
public
cooling stations. Yeah,
absolutely.
Go
read a book.
You know what you can do? Go hang out in your root cellar.
Root cellars work?
You have a root cellar?
My basement's like a root cellar because half of it's underground and it's super cold down there.
Most of the time when it gets above 90 degrees, I'll go out and hang out in my root cellar just to cool down a little bit. I'll check on the beats.
An auxiliary to the house, too. Are you going to those old school root cellars?
Old school one.
Yeah.
I dug deep.
We have a basement.
A basement's fine.
Yeah.
Basement's fine if that's what you're into, but I'm talking about like...
Cellar.
Yeah.
I've got root cellar.
Or root cellar.
Yeah. Oh, you should see my root cellar.
Does it have electricity?
Yeah. No, you don't need electricity.
I know, but what are you going to do in there?
What is this, the modern age?
So why is this happening real quick? If you take anything away, this is a learning thing for me. No westerly winds. That's what's going on. So that is what we apparently call nature's air conditioning.
Which is
off.
The westerly winds.
The westerly winds.
The winds that are heading to the west are coming from the west.
From the west.
Okay, so it's the cool breezes over the ocean.
Yeah.
Cool the...
Cool's a relative term. That's one of the reasons we're having these issues. It's because ocean temperatures have risen. It's an El Nino season.
Yeah.
Ocean temperatures are forcing warm air across us. We've got drought conditions, which means these heat incidents, wildfires are coming. We've already talked about the smoke.
They say they're likely to increase.
It's going to increase, and no wind, so that smoke just squats on us. You're right. The westerly wind usually carries not just the heat, but the smoke along with it. Those folks in the Midwest on the eastern coast, the winds are just bringing all that Canadian smoke down to the East Coast.
Man, those
unlivable.
Canadians. Those Canadians.
Those crafty
They have
Canadians.
too many fires. They don't have the manpower to...
They have too many trees is the issue.
They also can't...
They should have been cutting.
Well, they can't... Yeah, they should have done some forest management.
Some foresting.
They also can't get to these fires. Canada, I was going to say Canada.
Middle of nowhere.
Canada has some remote fires happening, and then you try to get the manpower out there. How do you even get out there to fight it? And that's one of the big problems. And they got like 180 fires right now going on in Canada. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah. It's amazing.
We don't have to look that far, though. Like Luke said, there's local fires causing our local air quality to be a concern. You get excessive heat, and you get smoke and air quality problems at the same time. And you do have a real health concern. It's not just an inconvenience or it's not just uncomfortable. It can be very dangerous for people.
Do you guys get headaches when it gets real smoky out there?
Headaches, no, but I don't like it. I mean, it's horrible.
Yeah.
I have.
You have gotten a headache?
I have.
I've gotten a headache before, and I went, is this a headache from the, from the fire?
I told you a couple 3 years ago when I was living, when I was working down in Portland, and I would be camping during the week.
Oh, yeah.
And I would set up KOAs literally
You're
on the Columbia
sleeping
River.
outside.
I couldn't for a couple nights. I mean, because I had this excessive, the one night I tried to sleep in that was a 2-week stretch. And I tried to sleep in the tent, and, I'm on the river, I'm fine, it's going to be a breeze. There was no breeze. And it's just this constant permeated poor air quality. I couldn't take it.
Well, the winds are supposed to pick up back up on Thursday. So there's a heat advisory.
We might even get a little tropical storm on Thursday. Isn't that right? There's might be some weather coming through.
That'd be great. Rain is great.
You might get some rain and some more of those thunderstorms that we saw last week. You remember those on Friday?
Then more lightning.
Wednesday or whatever it was?
More lightning means more fires.
Yeah, which is not a good thing, but it's interesting to look at. I will say, there is nothing like a Pacific Northwest hazy. I don't want to see big fires, obviously, but like the hazy sunsets are just, they're the most beautiful
magic.
thing in the world. It is kind of magic. So the secret is remote Canadian fires that are not going to take anybody's life or cause any property damage leads to hazy, beautiful sunsets in Pacific Northwest that we don't have to, worry too much about the air quality. That's the sweet spot for me. I don't want to see fires, obviously, but if we're going to happen, you can't stop them.
Wildfires
they have to happen, too.
Purpose.
I mean, they're good for the environment, too.
They do have to happen.
It's nature's way of cleaning itself out.
There was a bit of a dust-up, no pun intended, between President Trump and Prime Minister Carney of Canada. Because he said, hey, you got to put those fires out. He said, well, it's not always the best interest of ecology to fight a wildfire. Sometimes it's best to let it run its course. We manage fires with the resources we have around populated, developed areas.
Yeah, to keep people safe.
Keep people and property safe. So when we're not going to go in the middle, to your point, we're in the middle of nowhere.
To stop a fire.
To stop a fire just because you guys are having some smoke.
It's like that old joke about a mime. You know what I mean? Everybody knows that old joke. It's like if a tree falls in a forest. You heard that one?
And it lands on a mime.
If it lands on a mime, does anybody care?
Who cares? Right. Perfect. That's right. You're right.
You know?
Just let it fall.
It's a joke, and we can all laugh at it, but obviously we don't want any trees falling on mimes.
I don't know any mimes either.
Wow. So. We don't mean to offend the mime community, Luke. Jeez Louise.
Well, they're going to call and say,
sorry. Check the text line.
It's a video joke.
We don't have to worry about their complaints.
Right. That's true.
Here's something. Jay Inslee got in on this. He said millions of Americans. Here's a question for you guys. What's Jay Inslee doing these days? Is he just posting on X? Is that all he does? Is he posting on X?
Well, there's a period before you announce your inevitably doomed candidacy for president that you have to stay in front of people and stay relevant.
You think that's what he's doing?
Of course he is.
No.
He's not fishing in Idaho. He should be. He doesn't have the green. He's not building tree houses with the grandkids. He should be.
Do you really think he's going to run for president again?
Of course he is. Of course he is.
But who beyond his wife is asking him to do this, if only to get him off the couch? Honestly,
she's relentless.
You remember when he ran last time?
Yes,
and he had to duck out early because literally everyone was like, Jay Inslee, who's that?
But mark my words, he thinks he's got relevance. And if not, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though. When you run for president and you know you have no possible chance to get him, you're running to get your message out. His message is environmentalism. If he does campaign and get some platform, he'll mention that, and he's also putting himself up for a cabinet post in the next what he hopes is the Democratic administration.
It's also good money.
Yeah, but that's why he's.
Because you go and you give speeches. I imagine some of these speeches end up getting paid. I'm sure he's got a book he's slinging.
That's why these if you're part of the inflammatory posts of his, that's why you do this.
That's
to
funny,
keep yourself relevant.
Climate stuff.
Yeah.
And the fires. Here's what Jay Inslee said. And I'm going to read this, and then I'm going to read Todd Meyer's response to it, which I thought was just great. Todd Myers, Washington Policy Center, friend of the show. Jay Inslee said, millions of Americans are now breathing the consequences of the climate change that is fundamentally changing North American forests. And that's a picture of what looks like a forest fire from hell. It just looks awful. I think these are the Canadian fires.
Yeah.
And then Todd Myers responded to it, and he says, Canadian forest fires as experienced by Mark Twain in 1895. When Twain traveled to Petoskey, Michigan, their train plowed through thick smoke on all sides, blown downwind by forest fires. And atmospheric conditions didn't help matters in British Columbia, although Vancouver was encircled by beautiful scenery. The smoke is so dense, Mark Twain wrote, that you can't see a cathedral at 800 yards. And this is in 1895.
So what's that got to do with Jay Inslee's comment about climate change affecting wildfires? Is he trying to say because there was smoke in 18 whatever that
Jay
Inslee
Inslee
doesn't have a point?
Yes, I believe that's what he's saying. He's saying
that's an asinine point of view. He's a friend of the show and all, but that's a ridiculous thing. It's a ridiculous idea.
Why is that ridiculous?
8 of the 9 worst seasons of wildfires ever have been in the last 10 years.
The consequences of climate change that is fundamentally changing North American forests.
Yeah.
And then Todd Myers said, well, hey, this is not the first time that this has been mentioned.
Well, but you got to admit that in the last 10 years, there's been excessive droughts. There's been excessive wildfires. There's been horrific air quality in the last,
Number one,
the last 10
I don't
years.
got to admit nothing.
Oh, okay. If you're comfortable denying that, by all means, enjoy your life. Go ahead.
I am comfortable denying
Great.
it. Yeah.
Hey, cheers, brother.
What were you saying about the forest fires a second ago, though, for damage to homes and things? Talk more about that.
How resources are deployed where they are used to protect
in the last 10 years, we've had the worst ever.
We've had the most extreme examples of wildfire in the last 10 years. 8 of the 9 most severe wildfires, extreme wildfire seasons, which are measured by the U.S. Department of Geology, by NASA, by OSHA, all these different instances.
Measured by property damage?
They measure by the amount of energy generated by the fire.
Okay.
Not just how many homes were lost or properties were lost. Excessive wildfires are measured by how much acreage is lost, how much heat is generated, how much environmental impact comes.
Where are these fires happening?
They're happening all across North America.
Where in North America, mostly?
Canada, the Western United States, California, California coast, Washington State.
Washington State?
Yeah.
Where they stopped mitigating for fires? Yes.
They stopped mitigating for fires.
They did a big part of that. California was they stopped mitigating for fires the same way. Like the same thing that Carney's talking about doing. They're not doing that in California. Carney's saying we want to let
resource management is pretty well established. The proper procedures for resource management with regard to forest fires.
I would argue probably that all the folks whose houses just burned down a year and a half ago with Pacific Palisades would say that wasn't mitigated properly and wasn't managed properly.
They could probably also say that the Trump administration has slashed resources for forest fire fighting. For wildfire fighting.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Very interesting. Very interesting stuff.
Kind of like they've cut all the people who inspect food for the CDC.
We should talk more about that.
We will, because 3,000 jobs have been cut from the food inspection services of the federal government.
This is a fun story.
Since January last year.
All right. Taylor Farms. We did a big thing on the show last week about Taylor Farms.
Okay, we're talking about World Cup. Well, we got them.
Well, I know, but we're almost out of time here. All right, let's get to World Cup.
We're going to get the lettuce next hour.
Spain won.
Did you watch the World Cup? Did you guys enjoy that game?
I thought it was a great game.
It was a very, very enjoyable game to watch.
Did it feel to you guys, though, a little bit like, if you're an Argentina fan, did it feel a little bit like we as Americans felt about watching our team play Belgium? Just didn't feel like they showed up.
Oh, they weren't even on the same pitch. Yeah, absolutely.
How many shots do they have on goal? Like none?
0.
Right. Spain is so good. Spain is so good.
They've allowed one goal the entire
tournament.
Yeah.
Set a record.
They're very, very good. But
it's 7 clean sheets.
If I was an Argentina fan and you're looking at them to repeat because they won the last World Cup and you're sitting there with the greatest soccer player of all time, you're like, can this guy get a shot on goal, please?
And when they finally did in the last throws of the game, and Simeone is the player who's the son of a great Argentinian soccer player, another Simeone, missed that shot from he got under the ball. I mean, that was your moment, and at that level, you cannot miss those shots.
That's what was beautiful about that game. Spain was eating their lunch. Argentina had no shots on goal till the final seconds of extra time.
Argentina was playing very, very well.
Yeah. They were in it.
There's something going on in Spain. Look, that we want here in the U.S. when it comes to soccer, and
they have young talent,
and they develop it at the youth. Because think about this
level, yeah.
The men's team for Spain have won the European Championship, and then they've won the World Cup. The women's team is also they're the reigning World Cup champions. So it's not just the men's team, it's the women's team too. They are doing something right. And I know what their play is because my child's team kind of emulated this. It's the possession, and you wear down teams, and you make them PO'd, and you do it by little triangles up and down the field. Triangles. And you keep possession, and if you lose possession, you fight for it back, and it makes teams like Argentina, who are not as good, crumble.
Well, the the teaching the coaching teaching mechanisms are the same from youth soccer through school soccer
all the way
college,
through.
All the way through. They were grabbing guys that had just come up through the Spanish system that were teenagers. They could just plug in, and they knew the system so well. They didn't have to be world-class stars. They had a world-class system, and it won them a World Cup.
It's a pretty good game. I wish Argentina would have been a little more competitive, but it was fun to watch.
They were chippy.
Extra time is fun too.
They were
That's
aggressive
fine.
and chippy, and they were, because that's what they needed to do was to throw Spain off, and it obviously didn't work. Spain also, every time Messi touched the ball in the first half, what'd they do? Put him on the ground. Because they were not going to let Messi do anything against them.
Match.
Luke Ducey, thanks for coming in,
Thanks
man. We
for having
appreciate
me.
it.
Yeah.
We got a lot more coming up. Stick around. When we come back, theater workers going on strike right before the Odyssey showings. We'll tell you about it. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Sunset Auto Family.
Thinking about a new roof or exterior upgrade, but worried about the cost? This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We've created our Summertime Savings event to make it simple and affordable. Save up to $3,000 off your exterior project or get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. And every qualifying GAF roof is backed by our lifetime Golden Pledge warranty. One call gets you started. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
This is a test of your emergency alert system.
This is a test, only a test, of the emergency alert system from the Kitsap County Department of Emergency Management. Had this been an actual emergency, the system would bring you important public safety information. The following tones will conclude this test.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Doug.
Hot dog, get your hot dog.
Customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Hey, what are you doing?
I like your method. Direct, to the point. A little loud, but...
Listen, people don't buy car insurance the same way they do hot dogs.
Not yet, but both are customizable.
Popcorn, get your popcorn.
Hey, this is a hot dog area.
And customize and save area. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
At Subaru of Puyallup, people say it's the little things that make a big difference. A few of the little things they love. A team that listens and makes buying a car stress-free. Straightforward pricing, seamless service scheduling. They had the exact car I wanted, the stress-free experience. For all the little reasons our customers choose Subaru of Puyallup, we hope you will too. Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership, part of the Harnish Auto family.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repairs, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
Summer is the time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your abs or tan. Guys, I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your very own hair the very next day, and they guarantee your new hair will grow. They are the team that addressed my hair loss, and I recommend them to everyone. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar. Advanced Hair's summer sales event is on for a limited time. So get the details and schedule your free consultation today. 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With Advanced Hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and make the call now while their summer savings event is still on. That's 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
We all know a cancer diagnosis is physically and emotionally draining, but it can be financially draining too. That's why Northwest Hope and Healing is here to help. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda, a plastic surgeon who is proud to be part of Northwest Hope and Healing's mission. We provide a lifeline for breast and gynecologic cancer patients. We cover essentials like food, utilities, and childcare so patients can focus on healing. Since the year 2000, we have distributed over $3 million in direct financial assistance to thousands of local cancer patients. And you can make a direct impact. Mark your calendar for Life in Color, a summer brunch, auction, and fashion show on August 23rd at the Somme Hotel and Spa in Woodinville. It's an unforgettable afternoon of hope and inspiration, celebrating local cancer survivors. Get your tickets now for Life in Color on August 23rd. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
At Seattle Children's Hospital, 1 in 3 patient families can't afford the food their kids need to heal. Safeway and Jackson Smith & Jigba are fighting back with the Food First Project. No barriers, just help for families right now. Learn more at Safeway.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. Firefighters are working to save the small town of Nespelem in Okanagan County this morning. The Seattle Times reports the Kaiser Canyon wildfire has burned more than 60,000 acres on the Colville Reservation with zero containment. The lightning-sparked fire tripled in size over the weekend, and flames now surround the town less than 2 miles away. About 1,000 people have been evacuated. At least 24 structures are destroyed, but no injuries have been reported. An Amber Alert is over, but the man accused of kidnapping his 4-year-old daughter is still on the run. Kennewick police say Grace Sussmilch was found safe and unharmed in Pasco early Sunday morning after an intense search. Investigators say her father, 41-year-old Matthew Sussmilch, allegedly assaulted a victim, abducted Grace, and threatened to hurt her before disappearing. He's now wanted for first-degree kidnapping, second-degree assault, and threats to kill. Police say he's armed and dangerous. His photo is at mynorthwest.com. If you see him, call 911 immediately. One person is dead in a shooting involving a King County Sheriff's deputy. It happened south of SeaTac Airport.
This morning, we saw investigators pouring over the area, and the medical examiner transported a body from the crime scene around 7:30 a.m. Renton police tell us one person is dead and that a King County Sheriff's deputy is the one who used his weapon but didn't have details on what led up to the incident. That happened late Sunday night. Renton police did say no one else was hurt. The roadway reopened fully to traffic around 8 a.m.
KIRO 7 reporter Ranji Sinha. Well, more than a week after he was tossed into the air by a bison in Yellowstone National Park, a Washington man is talking about the ordeal from his hospital bed.
It picked a target. That target happened to be me.
From there, all McDaniel could do was run.
He just kept coming, and he was more aggressive. And as soon as he got off that tree, he launched me in the air. Even though I was on the ground, he could have stomped me, he could have gored me, could have done anything.
A situation McDaniel is thankful wasn't worse, and one that Zoo Montana Assistant Curator Allison Wilborn says was unavoidable.
I don't think he did anything wrong at all, and he was just caught up in the wrong place at the wrong time.
That's reporter Charlie Klepps of KTVQ in Billings, Montana. 65-year-old Carl McDaniel from Kendall near Bellingham broke his femur in 4 different places. He's up and walking short distances following surgery. Let's see, mixed numbers on Wall Street this afternoon. The Dow down 274, the S&P 500 down 3, NASDAQ up 60. And now your KIRO News Radio traffic in Bellevue. That collision westbound 520 to 84th has been cleared to your right shoulder. No longer any backups. And we do have a backup prior to that in the exit lanes to 405 starting at 124th. Bellevue to Seattle, we've improved to 15 minutes, still 10 minutes on I-90. South 5 crowded from 85th into downtown. North 5, you're crowded from the West Seattle Bridge to I-90. And now we have a solid backup in Mercer to the Ship Canal Bridge. And in Tukwila, we still have a collision at the ramp from State Route 99 to eastbound 518 near the airport, but it's been moved to your right shoulder. Now, check out your weather. Hazy conditions the next few days. Some wildfire smoke from Canada, part of that. And it's going to get hot. 85 today, 92 Tuesday, 95 Wednesday. And that's in Seattle. Areas to the south and the foothills tend to get a little hotter. Thursday will cool off to the mid-80s. Hazy and 75 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. We forgot to mention at the top of the show, we like to do this every day. We do a question of the day. Whatever our opening topic is, we turn that right around and try to get your guys' opinion on it. So our question today is, with all of this heat coming, with all the heat wave and the smoke and all that stuff, how do you guys stay cool in the hot, hot weather? Hit us up at Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476. We're going to do those at 1:30. Maybe you guys have some really good ideas on unique ways. Maybe you jump in the water. Maybe you're going into your root cellar, like I suggested.
A lot of people plan their day to be, if they're outside activities, to be done. By
do it early
10,
in the
9,
morning.
10 in the morning, you're done.
Absolutely. Yeah. A lot of people don't wear pants. They just say, I'm not wearing pants or anything. A lot of people just go nude, which I think is a mistake, but to each his own.
Yeah.
So do it if that's what you're into.
You can just have your nudity done by 9 in the morning.
Try to have your nudity finished by 9 a.m. All right. Hit us up on the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476. We will do those at 1:30. All right. This is an interesting story. This weekend, big giant movie premiere, The Odyssey came out. I have not seen it yet. I'm still trying to see it in the intended format that Christopher Nolan filmed it in, which is IMAX 70 millimeter. There's only a few theaters locally that show that, and so tickets
That's a hard ticket to get.
It's a hard ticket to get, yeah. So you might have to wait a little bit, obviously, but it's, you're seeing a movie essentially. If your average screen shows it in a 4K, 70 millimeter is the equivalent to 12K. So you're literally getting 2/3 more of a show. Does that make sense? Does that sound right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's...
You're getting bigger screen.
You're getting bigger screen, but sharper picture is the real difference between 4K and 12K, right? It's the sharpness. It's like they're performing live in front of you.
It's also larger.
It's larger.
There's more to see in the frame.
But the definition is also insanely improved.
Yeah, it should be very
from that's why Nolan films, not just so you can have a bigger picture, but it's like Matt Damon sweating in your lap.
Oh,
and for a lot of people, that's a good thing for a lot of people. Me personally,
that's a heat wave question. I'm not interested in Matt Damon sweating in my lap, but you can practically smell the actors.
You can
in their hot uniforms.
You ever do smell-o-vision? You ever do one of those theaters that?
Is that a thing?
Yes. Where they put mist in the air, or they'll put a fragrance in the air. Have you ever done one of those wings over Washington downtown? On the waterfront?
Is that where you climb in a little box?
Yes,
and it moves around?
Well, it moves around and it flies you over the state.
I think I did one at, I think I did one somewhere.
They have them at Disney.
Okay.
But the one on the waterfront.
Is that the one with Michael Jackson? Are the ones locally with Michael Jackson?
No. The ones locally are they take a high definition drone tour of Washington through Husky Stadium, over the plains of the Palouse, into the rainforests of the peninsula. As you fly through this, as you fly over the coast, and a wave crashes against the rock formations of the Washington coast, they mist the air, so you feel the moisture in the air.
That's cool.
As you fly through the forest of the rainforest, you can smell pine. They inject pine scent. Yes, you fly through apple groves in the eastern Washington. You can smell apple blossoms.
And when does Captain Nemo arrive?
Was it
Captain Nemo?
Yeah, was that?
That was Michael Jackson.
Was
Disney.
It was Captain Emu, wasn't it? Was he Michael had a pet emu?
Emu? No, it's not emu.
Am I mixing up my?
An emu is an animal. I think it was Nemo.
Nemo was.
Is it Captain Nemo?
Nemo was the guy under the ocean.
No, I know that.
Okay.
Laura, can you look up who the Michael Jackson ride at Disney was? You remember this ride, right, Spike? They don't do it anymore.
Was Eno or Eno? Or
I think it's
remember.
Captain Nemo.
Was it Nemo?
EO?
EO.
Captain EO.
EO.
Yeah, both wrong. Captain
Well,
EO.
memory's a hard thing.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Okay.
You know, time's a killer.
That makes
Time's such a killer.
All right.
Getting back to the
Getting
Odyssey.
back to
in
the
this
Odyssey.
weekend. And,
All right.
and having a ticket to an IMAX show of the Odyssey is a golden ticket.
It's a golden ticket. And so it was not a happy situation when the owners of the SIF Cinema Downtown, that's the Seattle International Film Festival Cinema Downtown.
It's a Cinerama, in case you...
It's a Cinerama.
Well,
yeah.
they bought and saved the Cinerama.
Yes.
Yeah.
They get an email Friday morning. Now, again, this movie premieres Friday. They get an email Friday morning. They get notified Friday morning that the local union there, who represents some of the workers at the SIF Cinema, are going to be walking out prior to the 3 p.m. showing. So they walked out at 2 p.m. There was a 3 p.m. screening that was scheduled.
Mm-hmm.
The workers walk out at 2 p.m. Now, the theater obviously said, well, this is the biggest movie that we've shown here in a long time. We have to prioritize making sure the screening still happens because we've sold tickets for this. This is sold out. So they kept the screenings happening, and they used non-unionized workers to keep those screenings happening. But the unionized workers and other workers who were not working at the time but were also part of the union, they showed up to also
help out. Yep.
Carry have this walkout. And now they're claiming that the theaters is not bargaining with them in good faith, because I guess they just had they have a contract that's coming up soon. And so they're saying that the theater's not bargaining with them in good faith, and that they are now sending their complaints to the NLRB. Is that right? The National Labor
Relations Board. Yes.
Relations Board.
Yes.
SIF is responding. They're saying, like, we welcome a review by the NLRB. We are confident that no matter what, you guys are going to find that we've been doing everything above board and we've been negotiating in good faith.
The union workers claiming they're negotiating in bad faith. They're using intentional delays. They're refusing reasonable information requests. So now you get to the Labor Relations Board will step in and take a look at both sides, because all this stuff is documented.
Yeah.
And they press their leverage, just like the hotel workers before World Cup. They press their leverage.
This annoys me.
I'm with you, but
this annoys me.
The labor in this country, that's the only thing they have is what they bring to the table is the fact that they can't run it without. You can't run it without us.
But they did.
Well, yeah. For a short period of time, we're using scab workers.
You say scab workers.
Yeah, well, non-union workers being brought in to
non-union
cover.
staff.
Yeah, that's what the definition of a scab worker is.
Isn't a scab somebody who crosses a picket line to work? I got the impression that these were workers at the cinema who already worked there, who were not part of the union.
You may be right, and I may be
I don't think it's fair to call them
miscategorizing.
scabs. Also, it's such a nasty word to say scabs.
It's supposed to be. It's supposed to engender this. Ugh.
I know it's supposed to make you instantly feel like this is a bad person, but they're just showing up to do a job.
They are, but somebody who is not then in. Not supporting their brethren, their union brethren.
But they're not union brethren. They don't work. They're not in the union.
I get it.
So they're not scabs.
It amazes me that the Cinerama, that SIF, has enough non-union members that they can cover the shift.
Well, they covered the shift
work.
for those movies of those screenings of the Odyssey. Other movies had to fall through. So they had canceled. They had canceled showings of Maddie's Secret.
Mm-hmm. That's a heartbreaking.
That's a heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Another one of The Invite, and then another one of Gail Daughtry and the Celebrity Sex Pass. So people had to miss out on those.
Holy
screenings.
cow!
I know.
How do you have a weekend without that?
I know. The theater says, we apologize to our patrons for the inconvenience. We'll reach out to them directly and provide them with vouchers for other screenings. We're deeply saddened that the union chose this moment to walk out, but we will continue to prioritize the audiences at our theaters. Do you think this is going to? The theater business is hurting right now.
It is hurting.
And this feels to me like kind of one of those, to borrow a FIFA thing, because we just were talking about FIFA, this feels like an own goal on behalf of the union.
I kind of see it the same way. These days, employment, and I'm not trying to disparage those in the union popcorn shoveling business.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of, union ticket takers? There's union ticket takers?
Okay.
These people who staff a theater, right? Wasn't the projectionists. They didn't bring, because they had to bring in that one special projectionist.
They had to bring a special projectionist in.
That guy didn't walk. That guy didn't walk in. He's got a very unique skill set.
Yeah.
A lot of people can shovel popcorn and sweep up afterward.
Well,
just saying.
This would be interesting to see how this plays out. And are they going to keep the union? Are they going to keep the protests going? And for how long? And then, I agree with you. I mean, if somebody else can quickly replace you, then, it does undercut your leverage quite a bit.
Yeah.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. Spike had a cool event this weekend. We're going to talk a little bit about it. We got some pictures?
We got some pictures to share, yeah.
I'm excited. All right, stick around. Bear back.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear G and Ursula.
Why are we talking about a new stadium?
Weekdays 9 to noon.
In the NFL, the average stadium has 157 suites. You know, where the rich folks be.
Okay.
Here in Seattle, you're talking about 120. If you're an owner, I want to potentially have a Super Bowl in Seattle.
Sure, I'll take a new stadium as long as not one tax dollar is spent on it.
Subscribe to the G and Ursula Show on YouTube and watch live or later.
Jane Dawson did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With the money she saved, she got herself a pricey bird feeder with an ultra-high-def camera. Should Jane have just bought a regular bird feeder? Yes. Is it hard for her to admire nature when the camera doubles as the bird's potty? Also, yes. But it's Jane's savings, and if she wants to spend her time watching the digestive habits of the white-breasted nuthatch, we say you go, girl. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Your coffee would never get cold. Your flight would always be on time. And your mattress would always respond to you and your unique sleep needs. Sleep Number mattresses are designed to respond to your body and shift with your changing life, helping you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number. To a good life sleep.
Hey, when was the last time you inspected your crawl space or your attic? What's the last time you went in there just to see what kind of shape they're in? Oh, never? Yeah, same. I don't want to go in there. Most homeowners completely avoid those areas, but it is important to check on them regularly. It's why you call Crawl Pros. They'll come out and go where you don't want to. Hey, it's Mike Salk here. And yes, when Crawl Pros came out to my place, they realized we had a little problem with our insulation. So they've set about fixing it, and they did a great job. But if you've got the same problem, they'll also look to see what kind of energy rebates are available. Right now, local utility companies are incentivizing homeowners to make their home more energy efficient with proper insulation. And some homes qualify for several $1,000s in savings with these utility rebate programs. So don't just assume your crawl space and attic are in great condition. Do what I did. Call Crawl Pros today and schedule a free corner-to-corner inspection and find out if you've got water intrusion, mold, rodent issues, or even damaged insulation. Schedule your crawl space and attic inspection at crawlpros.com.
Healthcare costs are rising, and a major driver is hospital prices. They've increased more than 250% over the past 25 years. Families and local businesses are feeling it. At Primera Blue Cross, we're working to change that by negotiating with hospitals to secure fair, responsible prices so you can get the care you need at a cost you can afford. That's coverage that counts. Learn more at coveragethatcounts.primera.com.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owed the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $3 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
We've all been there. Car breaks down, you get it to the shop to fix the problem, and the next thing you know, you're quoted thousands of dollars for things not related to your issue. This is Sully. That's why I trust Bucky's Complete Auto Care. I went in for an AC check. No appointment. I just walked in. Quick diagnosis, problem fixed. No upsell for my brakes or coolant or tires. Bucky's only fixes what's broken. And with 16 convenient locations, you can get in and out with no problems. Check out Bucky's.com and drive with confidence.
At Subaru of Puyallup, people say it's the little things that make a big difference. A few of the little things they love. A team that listens and makes buying a car stress-free. Straightforward pricing, seamless service scheduling. They had the exact car I wanted, the stress-free experience. For all the little reasons our customers choose Subaru of Puyallup, we hope you will too. Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership, part of the Harnish Auto family.
There's a sink at the brink and a drain that's a pain. DayandNight.net. Slow drain? Backed up toilet? Call Day and Night to save $100 off any drain cleaning.
Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. From a slow drain to a major backup, no drain is too big or too small. Whether we're your first choice or smart second opinion, I guarantee our experts will solve any drain problem, day or night.
Now get $100 off any drain cleaning.
DayandNight.net.
Your VA loan and reverse mortgage experts for 34 years. Best Mortgage is proud to be the longest-running mortgage company on KIRO Radio. Get a no-pressure consultation from a real person, never an AI bot. Web search Best Mortgage for honest advice you can trust.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. Spike, you had a pretty cool event this weekend. We decided it would be fun from time to time because we have this great fun thing that we can do, which is we stream the show live so people can watch on YouTube. If you go to KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, you can see us on Jake and Spike live on YouTube. You can get the KIRO Radio app, and then we get to do little almost like presentations of pictures and things, things that happen in life.
Share a bit of our lives, yeah.
So what happened this weekend? What was going on?
Well, I've been working recently with the Ageless Living Centers, being a spokesman for those guys. And we know that I love to cook. I talk about that a lot on the show. I get to share my recipes with the audience.
You're always cooking.
Aegis places a real high value on food at their locations because food is the one thing that connects everybody throughout all their lives. One of the greatest memory things we have, they're in a memory center, is meals you remember, and food is life. Food is so important.
Especially the older I get,
yes,
the more I love food.
You love food.
When I was young, I didn't realize it. I was just like chicken nuggets and stuff like that. But now that I'm old, it's about good food.
So the folks at Aegis trusted me to feed guests. We had an open house this weekend. We invited a whole bunch of our KIRO listeners to come out and join us, and they let me cook for these nice folks. And I had to get there's a photo up there of me. That's the demonstration we gave.
Oh my gosh,
preparing.
Is that you in a white jacket?
That's me in a chef's coat. Yeah, it's me in a chef's coat.
That's fantastic.
But I spent about 4 hours on Friday after our show finished up, prepping to make my favorite recipe from my family's recipe book for 150 guests.
Oh my gosh.
And I made green chili chicken street tacos. That's me mixing I roasted and grilled so many chicken breasts, and then shredded the meat, added chopped green chilies, lime juice, marinated the meat. Then I blended a pineapple, cilantro, tomatillo salsa to put on top of these tacos.
You should have brought some in. I'm
going to bring some in. They ate them up. I made tacos for 150. There was nothing to take home. But they trusted me to get in there and learn and work with their chefs.
Have you ever food prepped for 150 people?
Oh yeah. That's the thing.
Because you used to work in a kitchen when you were young.
My first summer jobs at the beach were working in a great kitchen, learning how to cook from real chefs.
Okay.
But I'd forgotten just how hard it is to be a professional full time, either a food prep or a chef.
Yeah.
And that look, there's the chicken breasts I roasted up for you there. Yeah, they were beautiful.
That looks almost like you're catering a wedding or something.
Well, it was exactly. And I worked with the president of Aegis, also an accomplished chef. He made his family's favorite recipe, Swedish meatballs.
Nice.
Now they let me pick my favorite family recipe because this is the meal that my wife's family brought me into the fold. They're down from the Southwest in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
And when I met my wife's aunts and uncles, my father-in-law's side of the family, it's how much heat can this kid take? How much green chili can this kid eat
literal
before he
heat.
taps out?
Yeah.
How far will he go down that chili hole before he taps out, just trying to impress the uncles? And I'm sweating bullets. I'm chugging like a half gallon of milk to get the chili burn out of my throat and mouth.
That's fantastic.
So, I kept a very mild chili on this recipe.
Sure.
And I shared this because that's when
you're not trying to scare anyone away.
No. Yeah. Whenever I have this, whenever I make this food, I think about my father-in-law, who we recently lost.
Oh, that's nice.
And that's the connection that food gives us. It's the meal that no matter where you have it, when you have it, you think about the people that that you love and you may have lost already. And
You're so right. I mean, the connection that we have with food and the people that we love. What you asked me before the segment, you're like, all right, think about one food that
takes you back.
That takes you back.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about this in a long time, and if you had asked me to write something like this down, I wouldn't have. I didn't even know this was going to pop in my head. Yeah. It was my mom's peach cobbler, and it still is to this day. Yeah. Anytime I get her to make it, it's like it's full of butter, and it's like not the healthiest thing to eat.
And you're back to the happiest moment of your life.
I can taste it right now as I'm talking. Yeah. And it made that much of an impression on me as a little kid. It's the comfort, it's the nostalgia, it's everything wrapped up into one, like baked into this perfect little dessert.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, it's got to be peach cobbler. I think. Yeah.
Laura, is there a food that makes you go back to a certain point in a moment in your life?
Vodka sauce pasta with bacon. That was what I asked for every single birthday.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know how to make it?
Oh yeah, I know how to make it. I've improved upon it.
Have you worked with your mom? Because your mom taught. Have you made?
Do I know how to make peach cobbler?
Yeah.
No.
I highly recommend.
I gotta do it.
Get your mom. You have your mom. She will love teaching you how to do this.
Yeah.
And you'll have it
That's
to
a
share
good
with.
idea.
Yeah, it is.
I should do that.
Anyway, thanks to the folks at Aegis for trusting me.
Yeah.
I got my food handler's permit.
There you go.
I got certified.
He's official.
It was safe. It was delicious.
We got a lot more coming up. We'll talk about food handling next in the rundown, 1 o'clock rundown. Stick around.
Back on February 8th, the countdown started at 167 days.
3, 2, 1.
Right after the clock showed zeros.
The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60.
The champs are back on the field in just 5 days when Seahawks training camp begins.
We know that we're target number 1 now.
The home of the Super Bowl champs, KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Progressive provides protection for your boat and other outdoor vehicles so you can explore new things.
Oh, I can finally try pesto.
We meant like water skiing.
I've just never had pesto.
Or maybe take the boat somewhere new.
I mean, is pesto spicy or sweet? Oh, guess we'll find out, right?
Right. Bundle home or auto insurance with your boat, RV, or motorcycle and stay protected with Progressive while you explore.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not ready for pesto.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
If you've been told feeling tired, irritable, foggy, or just off is a normal part of getting older, it doesn't have to be. Hey, it's Manda Factor. Dr. Lucy Hostetter is a board-certified physician at Juvacor Health and Wellness Center who specializes in hormone therapy for men and women.
We only use bioidentical hormones because these are the exact same molecule as what your body naturally makes, and they are very safe in you versus a synthetic hormone, which can come with side effects.
She wants you to know it's not just about feeling better, it's about being healthier.
Hormone therapy is protective against heart disease, 50% decrease in heart disease, 35% decrease in dementia, 40 to 50% decrease in osteoporosis, decrease in colon cancer and diabetes.
Treatment is safe, tailored to you, and Dr. Hostetter takes it step by step. Start with a phone call to Juvacor Health and Wellness Center in Tacoma or Seattle Regenerative Medicine Center in Bellevue, or go to JuvacorHealth.com and feel like yourself again.
John Curley here. When the AC starts acting up, don't assume you need a whole new system.
Home Comfort Alliance, their approach is simple. Repair first, replace only if needed. Their techs diagnose the real problem because a simple fix can often get the cooling back up again and not cost you a full replacement. Need something new? Ask about a heat pump for year-round comfort. That's what we did at the barn. Get real pricing in 60 seconds at homecomfortalliance.com. Call the comfort people. homecomfortalliance.com.
Summer is in full swing at T-Mobile Park, and it's not too late to come on board as a Mariners season ticket member. Lock in a Mariners Flex plan and choose your games, seats, and number of tickets as you go. 6 seats in the bleachers one night, 2 right behind the Mariners dugout the next. It's all up to you. Plus, you still get all the perks of being a member, like priority postseason presale access and discounts of 10% or more and no fees on regular season tickets. Join the team today at mariners.com/flex.
It's the best time of the year at Staples, with back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech and more at staples.com/back-to-school.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Authorities in New York say a man identified as Andrew Arabaka carried out an attack at the federal building. He's accused of dousing a stairwell with gasoline and igniting it with a firework. Smoke and flames breaking out on the side of the building that houses immigration court. Several people were injured, authorities say. FBI Special Agent James Barnacle says the man had anti-ICE literature on his cart and had other weapons.
Arabaka is a former United States Army soldier. He was enlisted for approximately 4 years, serving from 2001 to 2005. He was a repairman or mechanic on Patriot missile systems. He is 43 years old.
The Pentagon says 2 U.S. military members killed at a U.S. base in Jordan Friday due to Iranian strikes will be brought back to the U.S. tomorrow. The U.S. still searching for a third military member presumed dead. In New York, El Mayo, the former leader of Mexico's Sinaloa drug cartel, sentenced today to life in prison. Authorities called it a landmark decision. This is ABC News. Paramount's acquisition of Warner Brothers has now been put on hold while a lawsuit proceeds.
California has granted a temporary restraining order as part of a lawsuit filed by attorneys general in multiple states. The court order puts Paramount Skydance's acquisition of Warner Brothers on hold for 14 days and means the merger cannot go forward during that time. The states, led by California, are trying to block the deal, citing antitrust worries involving the $110 billion acquisition of Warner Brothers. The judge saying in the order that the states offered compelling evidence the combined companies will possess substantial market share in the wide-release theatrical distribution market. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Earlier today in Mississippi, a memorial service was held for Nolan Wells in Ocean Springs. The 18-year-old died while on a boating trip with friends on the 4th of July weekend. The memorial ending with Wells' family, along with attorney Ben Crump, calling for a transparent investigation and justice. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
A Pierce County school district facing a lawsuit. Details coming right up. But first, your KIRO News Radio traffic brought to you by your KIRO News Radio app. All in all, we're looking pretty good out there. If you're heading through Seattle, South 5's crowded from Northgate into downtown. 20-25 minutes max from Linwood. North 5 scattered backups between the West Seattle Bridge to the Ship Canal. About 15 minutes from bridge to bridge. And Tacoma to Olympia, you've got about a 15-minute delay, taking you 45 minutes. You're all good until you get into Lacey, and that's where we have scattered backups starting near Cabela's into Olympia. Text APP to 888-973-5476 to download the KIRO News Radio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. The University Place School District is facing a lawsuit after an 8th grade girl was allegedly sexually assaulted at school. The News Tribune reports the girl's mother filed the suit earlier this month in Pierce County Superior Court. The lawsuit claims staff at Curtis Junior High knew the boy had already assaulted another student but did nothing to keep him away from other kids. The assault allegedly happened in a boy's bathroom during a basketball game back in January. The boy was eventually kicked out of school but was never arrested or charged. The district superintendent says student safety is the top priority but can't comment further because of privacy concerns. Nearly $6 million in federal disaster recovery funding is headed to the communities across Alaska, Oregon, and here in Washington. FEMA says the money will help pay for infrastructure repairs, public safety efforts, and rebuilding after recent storms, flooding, and landslides. In Washington, nearly $830,000 will go to Swedish Health Services for emergency measures following severe winter weather in January. FEMA says the funding is aimed at helping communities recover and prepare for future disasters. A major crimes investigation is underway after a late-night shooting rocked Renton's Fairwood neighborhood. It happened just before 11 p.m. near the Southeast Petrovitsky Road and Southeast 171st Way. King County deputies found a man who had been shot, and they say he may have been driving when he was hit. Sheriff spokesperson Brandon Hull.
There were reports of the driver being shot and then crashing into a tree, and we are asking anyone who may have witnessed this or has any information to please call 911.
Fortunately, no one else was injured in the shooting. Well, Boeing is off to a strong start at the Farnborough International Air Show outside London. The company opened the event by announcing an order for 100 737 MAX jets. Speaking in a Bloomberg interview at this year's air show, Chief Executive Officer Kelly Ortberg says,
"We're turning the corner. I tell my team we haven't quite finished turning the corner. We've got more work to do, but I am pleased with the progress so far. We're ramping up production across many of our product lines. Markets are very strong, so our backlog is very, very strong. So our story is really focusing on executing that backlog."
60 of those aircraft will be the larger 730 MAX 10 model. And now check out your KIRO News Radio weather. A few hot days coming up. 85 today, 92 tomorrow, 95 Wednesday, before we dip back into the mid-80s Thursday. Hazy conditions and some wildfire smoke from up north mixed in. Mostly sunny, 75 right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 1 hour down, 2 hours to go. All right, I'm going to repeat the question today for you guys, just to line it up for next segment at 1:30. We're looking for your responses. We want to know what's your best advice. With a heat wave coming in, how do you stay cool? What are the different things that you're doing? Are you going to the water more? Are you wearing less clothing, as Spike suggested earlier? Are you only leaving the house before 9 a.m.?
Right, avoid the heat of the day there, yeah.
There you go. There's lots of ways you can do it.
My folks, we didn't have air conditioning as kids whenever we get super hot.
Sure, and you lived in a hot part of the country.
We lived in the mid-Atlantic, which is basically a tidal basin. It's a hot, swampy heat when it gets hot.
Yeah.
We'd have the heat waves. The old man would have us all sleep in the living room.
Oh, that's smart.
With all the fans blowing, because upper part of the house got hotter.
Yeah.
We'd all sleep right in the living room with kind of a little indoor camp out thing.
Sure.
You know? Fans blowing on the one room.
Do you ever sleep outside?
Oh, absolutely. Every chance we got.
Yeah.
You bet, every chance we got.
You got to worry about bugs and stuff, but it's still it's great.
My parents had more worry about us leaving the yard after 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fair worry.
It was a valid concern.
So we're going to do that at 1:30. You guys give us your best suggestions for our daily question of the day. Hit us up on Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476. We'll get into those in just a little bit. All right, it is now time for the 1 o'clock rundown. Top news stories, coast to coast. We just look at whatever the top 3 stories are in the country, and then we get to talk about them with you guys. This is a continuation of a story. I guess this is actually a really interesting update on a story we discussed last week with the diarrhea outbreak that everybody was having from, what was the thing called again? It was
cyclosporiasis.
Cyclosporiasis.
Cyclosporiasis is the effect it has on humans. Right. Cyclosporosis is the bacterial infection itself.
So we were told last week, and people were pretty confident enough that they were saying, well, it all came from a thing called Taylor Farms. Taylor Farms provides lettuce and shredded lettuce and stuff like that, among other things, for basically everyone. We found out they get it from Mexico,
process it.
They then process it and they send it off around the country. They provide it for Walmart. They provide it for Whole Foods. They provide it for Target,
Costco.
They provide it for everybody
and restaurant chains across the Western.
Bell.
Taco Bell. Chipotle.
Yeah.
Another one. So when there was a recall, now the recall of Taylor Farms lettuce,
yes,
is a self-imposed
voluntary recall.
Exactly, voluntary recall across 34 Western states.
Yep.
That was validated, I guess, by a positive test for Cyclospora by the CDC last week. So that's okay.
FDA.
The FDA. I'm sorry, the FDA.
Yeah.
Thank you, the FDA. Well, that.
Now they're saying it's a false positive.
Yeah. Saturday morning, it was a positive test for this bacteria.
Can you explain this? Because they're not saying that it's not coming from Taylor Farms.
Right.
They're just saying we're not now saying definitively that it's only coming from this place.
Right.
Which means that maybe they don't shoulder all of the burden.
Well, there's still the focus of the FDA investigation into the source of this particular bacterial
infection, spread, or whatever.
I don't want to be careful.
That's not right.
That's not right. They're still the focus of their concern and their investigation as to the sourcing of this.
Yeah.
I was going to call it an epidemic, but I don't want to call it. It's not. There have been 1,600 confirmed cases across, and again, across 34 states is the recall. There have been instances in 27 states of people being sick. 1,600 of those people have been confirmed to have this particular bacterial infection.
Gotcha.
This
caused a headache for a bunch of businesses who get. So let me read you a few of these, and then we'll get into more of the interesting retraction that now has happened. So Sweet Green Incorporated.
That's a distributor of processed agricultural products.
Okay, 9.2%. That's how much their stocks fell.
Yeah.
Chipotle Mexican Grill Incorporated, stocks fell by 5%. Yum Brands, which owns Taco Bell, their stock fell by 10%.
You could say the bottom fell
Since last week.
A little too cute for words.
The bottom fell.
I don't want to say that.
It's like the market has diarrhea.
We don't want to make light of this. This is a serious issue.
Pardon my pun, but it's like all right, so everybody's losing money on this thing, and people are not going into the businesses as much because they don't want to get vicious diarrhea.
Well, you said your family's been kind of careful about what you guys are shopping for and eating.
My wife as with everything, you read these things, you're just like, you're not sure, because it gets so much coverage in the news.
What's the number one story in the country again
today?
It's the
number one story again. Well, it's the number one story because now they're saying oops, maybe a retraction. I'll tell you what my wife did in just a second, but let me read you. Taylor Foods put out this update. This was yesterday. They put this update out. They said, today, FDA apologized to us. Yesterday, FDA informed Taylor Fresh Foods that one of its iceberg lettuce products from central Mexico tested positive for Cyclospora. Today, we were informed that the FDA made a mistake and that this was a false positive. To be clear, at this moment, FDA has not identified a single positive product test result for Cyclospora. Based on initial information provided by health officials, in an abundance of caution, we completed a voluntary recall of iceberg lettuce from central Mexico. Recalled product was limited to iceberg lettuce grown and produced in central Mexico. And then they continue on basically saying all of our other products are still available, and our thoughts are with everybody who remains ill this week.
Yeah, the brand isn't toxic.
Well, here's the brand is not. The question, though, is, are they still part of this investigation?
Yes, they are.
It sounds like they still are.
Yes, they are. And the CDC, or excuse me, I don't want to keep making that mistake.
FDA.
The FDA
Those
says,
three-letter big government things.
The FDA says, look, we got this positive result. It's very difficult to test for this Cyclospora.
Yeah.
Because there's a shelf life of packaged produce, processed packaged produce.
Yes.
And finding a test is, when they got the positive result, they wanted to get the information out as quickly as they could, which is a responsible thing to do.
Yes.
And they didn't just assume it was, we got a positive, ring that bell. They kept testing. And that's actually a good thing. They said this was a false positive.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a pretty good indicator that they didn't just say, like, we found the problem, pull all that. They want to make sure they've got the sources.
Yeah, you want to make sure.
Yeah.
So you want to trip and double check and whatever you got to do.
Absolutely.
So my wife, when you see news like this, you guys probably did the same thing. Everybody's like, you should stop eating vegetables.
I emptied the fridge. I did.
So did my wife.
Yeah.
She did. I was trying to make a sandwich over the weekend, and she goes, we don't have any tomatoes. And I was like, we just had tomatoes. We just had a bunch of tomatoes. She goes, I got rid of everything because of diarrhea.
You read the news.
Yeah.
You are the news, she says.
I was like, what do you... Nobody was talking about tomatoes, right?
Oh, yeah.
It was lettuce that we were told
It was
to
lettuce,
watch out
yeah.
for.
Well,
and
that's-
then she's like, well, the tomatoes were in the same thing as the lettuce. And we gotta
It
make
came in the
sure.
same truck.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
But I wash everything. I'll rinse it.
I know you do. I hear you, buddy.
So you threw everything out too?
In my fridge.
Yeah.
In the crisper. We had some canned veggies this weekend. First time we've done that in quite a while.
Yeah.
I like a fresh veggie. I'm a fresh veggie kind of guy. When I do eat greens,
yeah,
I like to cook, so I like to know what I'm getting. But you can trust it's been pasteurized. It's been boiled to death.
Listen,
it's got the flavor boiled clean out of it in a can.
If it was good enough for our grandparents,
it was good. Yeah,
good enough for
that's
us.
it, man. It helped our troops beat the scourge in Europe. Good enough for me.
We beat Hitler with those canned tomatoes.
You bet we do.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, man.
And canned corn, for sure. Canned corn's actually really good. It's
great.
Yeah, I like canned corn. What's your favorite canned food? If you had to pick a canned food, what's your favorite canned food?
Oh, that's a great call.
Mine's easy, and it's not going to be one you're going to think of.
Go ahead. I think.
Beans.
Canned beans? Green beans?
No, like refried beans.
Oh, like refried beans. Yeah.
Just counting it as a canned food.
No, it's canned food.
It's canned food. I actually don't know where else you can get refried beans outside of a can.
That's right. I go into the finest. We have I guess it's a Mexican grocer. I want to say Hispanic, but it's a Mexican grocer in my community.
Yeah.
I went there to pick up ingredients for my cooking event this weekend.
Fantastic.
Right? And the best refried beans I've ever had in my life come out of a can from that store.
It's the best.
They're the best. They're the best.
Yes. Have you ever had canned meat? You ever eat canned meats?
Oh, you look at me. I was raised in Baltimore in the 60s.
Yeah.
Which one? The Vienna sausage? The deviled ham? Oh, buddy.
They got a lot of good
I've
stuff.
cut my tongue licking the inside of a deviled ham can over my youth. Trust me. It's a hard lesson.
All right. Should we move on?
You ever see Mad Max, the original one?
Yeah.
Remember his dog would lick out the can? That was me with
that.
deviled
Was
ham.
you? Should we move on to another story?
I think we should.
All right. This is the second most clicked on story in the United States today. Congratulations to Vice President J.D. Vance and Second Lady Usha Vance, who welcomed their fourth child, which is pretty cool. Here's the interesting part. They are the first couple, the first vice presidential couple to welcome a baby while being vice president in 150 years, which is pretty crazy to think about.
It's funny. I saw this story. This is a wonderful story.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the Vances. Little Alec Neil Vance.
Yep.
The newest addition to the Vance. That's wonderful. And I don't care about his politics. That's a great day. When a couple can have a baby and it's a healthy baby and the mom's doing fine, the baby's doing fine, the family goes, that's a
phenomenal,
great story.
I'm betting this baby doesn't really have politics.
Not at all. Not at all. And I don't care about his or mom's.
Or his mom's or his dad's.
Or dad's. I don't care.
Yeah.
That's a family with a healthy baby. That's a great day in America.
It's pretty fantastic.
150 years since a serving vice president has had a child.
Why? It's just because
we keep electing dinosaurs.
Nobody would go to bed with Mike Pence.
I think that ship had sailed and sank. Joe Biden before him. Before Vance.
Yeah, well,
right.
You're right. They're all old. They're all very old,
and that speaks to our political situation coast to coast. Is that old guys and old ladies don't want to give up power?
Let me ask you a question about J.D. Vance. He's a very interesting character. Have you seen his movie, the one that Ron Howard directed about
the Hillbilly Elegy?
Hillbilly Elegy?
Elegy, not Eulogy, sorry.
Hillbilly
That was
Elegy?
the follow-up. I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it. It wasn't, they took some artistic liberty, which they do.
You got to do that in movies. Yeah.
It's a great story, well acted, yeah.
I mean, when you think about...
His story's an incredible story.
It's an incredible story. Politics aside, however you feel about his politics, to come from a situation that he came from, where you have a mom who's severely drug addicted, you're growing up in absolute poverty.
Part of the country that is nothing but hard times for a lot of folks.
To make your way to Yale and then to be the vice president of the United States, all within, like I heard an interview he did the other day where he mentioned that he's been in politics for like 3 years.
So yeah, he was a first-time senator.
I mean,
right from Ohio,
yeah.
dubbed to be vice presidential nominee.
And he was
here
like
he sits,
snapped
a heartbeat
up
away
on
from
a
the
rocket ship.
Yes.
So my question to you is, as we look at 2028, is it going to be, so on the Republican side, I don't know who's going to be the Democratic side. That'll play out. I'm suspecting that it'll probably be Newsom, unless I'm wrong
Hard
about
to
that.
Say. He's got a lot of baggage.
The odds-on favorite right now is Harris.
I see. Yeah.
Kamala Harris again.
Who's got matching baggage.
Everybody's
got baggage, right?
Find me a politician who doesn't have baggage. They all got baggage.
Go ahead. It's my hope we haven't met the guy or lady yet.
Okay, sure.
We don't know him yet.
That's a totally fair point.
Seems like the greatest ones come out of nowhere and catch the country by storm.
As popular as J.D. Vance is, and the babies, everybody loves a baby. Everybody loves a baby. I hope it's Rubio on the Republican side. I like Marco Rubio.
Little Marco?
Little Marco. He seems like a solid guy. Every time I see him give a speech and he's got enough water nearby, he seems like he's ready to go.
Remember that moment?
I do remember that moment.
Given the Republican
That's the joke, yeah. I mean, it was like,
to a State of the Union address.
That was his moment to be introduced, and it literally like harpooned that portion of his career.
Oh, yeah, it torpedoed.
But you know what?
It took him down.
He has overcome.
Yep.
And he's got a lot of fans.
Speaks to character and perseverance, and
I think he's uniquely. I do think he's uniquely lined up because as we watch, this is a little like a little political aside.
Yeah, I love this.
As we look at 2028 and what that's going to look like, we're seeing in a lot of these big cities. Seattle's one of them. New York is one of them. Los Angeles is soon to be one of them. Colorado is one of them. In a lot of these blue cities, we're seeing the DSA part of the Democratic side of things.
The Democratic Socialists
of America
are having a moment.
Well, they're gaining a larger and larger piece of the Democratic base, and I'm wondering if that's not going to force people who maybe otherwise, like I saw a clip of Bill Maher the other day, who's like, listen, I've been voting Democrat my entire life, but I'm not voting for that kind of democracy because that's not democracy.
Yeah.
And he's saying, he's saying, for the first time in a long time, my vote is in play for 2028 because if you're telling me that I got to subscribe to the socialist agenda, that's not something that Bill Maher's willing to do. And I'm just wondering if there's a lot of people out there. And then you look at Marco Rubio and his family's background. They immigrated. Didn't they come from Cuba?
Oh, yeah.
So you look at them who came from a country who dealt with a lot of the results of the policies that are now being pushed in a lot of the bigger, metropolitan cities. The end result being something that his family had to flee from. I think he actually could speak uniquely to a middle-of-the-road American electorate who would say, like, hey, you know what? These are some things that we definitely don't want. We can all kind of,
absolutely, yeah.
It'll be interesting.
He'd have to come back to the middle.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah, I don't think the fringe of either party carries enough weight in their respective party to move the needle. A few House representatives from the Democratic side are going to get elected that are absolutely whack jobs, and this is a Democrat telling you that they're whack jobs. They're not going to wag the party. They're not going to move the party.
I don't know, man. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
I could quote you some Republican House members who speak in tongues. They do not move the party.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah,
but you're also watching guys like Gavin Newsom, who I just saw give an interview recently, who explained why capitalism is bad. And I'm like, this guy is a guy who owns a winery and a restaurant, and he's in California. He's explaining why capitalism is bad.
For you, not for me.
Well, but the reason he's doing that is because he knows that there is a progressive wing of his party that requires him saying things that I don't think he really believes.
Well, I think Rubio may have accomplished the same thing, speaking to a fringe element of his party. Rubio speaking to the MAGA movement, and Ruby's a centrist, first and foremost. He's a pragmatic.
Yeah, he and Trump did not get along.
Right, but
he's smart enough to know. I think that could play to his strength.
Yeah, it may very well do so, yeah.
We'll find out what happens.
Well, congratulations again to the Vances.
To the Vance family.
Yeah.
Beautiful baby
Alex,
number 4.
Alec.
Let me tell you, as a parent of 4 kids,
yeah,
boy, they're in for it.
Who has time to run a country?
Who has time?
Right?
No, I'm sure they have some help. All right, let's move on to the final, most talked about story. This is interesting.
Before you move on.
Oh, please.
Can you imagine a newborn or a baby in the White House? How long has it been since that was the case?
Oh, jeez.
You're talking about a vice president having a child. How long has it been since there was a nursery in the White House?
I think the youngest, I'm trying to remember, it must have been was it the Kennedys?
It would be the Kennedys that had a nursery in the White House. Yeah, little John.
That must have been.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh, that's a long time ago. All right, last story real fast before we got to run out of here. Spain, obviously, they won the World Cup. And we
talked about that with Luke earlier about what a commanding job Spain did with a 1-0 shutout.
Yep.
Argentina didn't have, with the best player on the planet, didn't get a shot on goal all game. But you found
testament to how Spain played. Let me play real quick the World Cup final shot, and then we have a local NFL angle to this.
Yes.
Which I think is like really, really interesting.
It fascinates me.
All right, but here's the final. Here's the only goal in the World Cup final this year.
If you're Spain, how do we find a way? And if we don't find a way, I guarantee you going to penalties, they will feel like it's Argentina's momentum.
Porro, chance to cross, hooks it in. Williams battling, knocks it down. It's free. It's a goal. It's Ferran Torres.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that was right as extra time was kicking off. Was that not like, I think it was like right at extra time started?
No, it was probably 20 minutes into extra time.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. They had.
Was it after the half?
Yeah, it was after halftime of extra. It was right after the beginning of the second half of extra time.
Second half of extra time. Okay.
But you found a story that blew my mind.
Yeah. Well, okay. So you have a bunch of NFL players who obviously the World Cup was the biggest thing, and a big part of the storyline for World Cup is that FIFA requires soccer players play on a different pitch than NFL players play on.
Mm-hmm.
They play on
a different pitch than Pro League Soccer in America plays on. The Sounders.
Yep.
Sounders are more than happy with the turf at Lumen Field.
Well, there's turf, there's synthetic, different things.
Lots of stuff.
But for FIFA, they play on grass fields.
Oh, yeah.
And so
the finest on the face of the earth.
And it required a lot of investment. Like I think there was like $3.5 billion or something had to be invested in converting a lot of these fields. And so all these NFL players are now stepping out. George Kittle and all these other NFL players are saying, listen, we've made it clear. This is from George Kittle. We've made it clear we prefer grass fields. We know it's better for our bodies, and clearly we know it's possible based on everything that went into putting down grass fields for the World Cup in each stadium. At this point, it comes down to the NFL making it a priority and choosing to invest in us as players because our bodies are our business, which they get to capitalize on. So then the question is the NFL going to respond to this? That right now they're basically not responding. But it would be, if everybody agrees it's better and you're going to keep your product on the field longer and healthier, why wouldn't they do it? Unless it's all just bottom dollar.
It's all going to be bottom line. It's all going to be dollars. But I'll tell you why NFL owners should do it in my mind.
Yeah.
First off, it used to be we put turf in here because you got dome stadiums, right? But in Arizona, they got natural grass. They roll it outside.
The entire field just gets pulled out like a carpet.
They roll it out. They raise it in the sun. They roll it back in.
Unreal.
They used to be. Plus they can drain it now. They can have a natural grass field that they can scientifically suck in the rain up here in the Northwest.
Yeah.
They can suck the rain out of a grass field these days. Technology has given them the tools to do it. But here's what I would say to owners, NFL owners considering this.
Yep.
If you can talk about what kind of amenities you give a player if you're trying to court free agency, bring players to your city. If you've got this most beautiful natural grass field in the NFL and players know that they can extend their careers by not playing on turf, it's an asset.
You're totally right. Stretch your career out. You're not have to worry about hurting yourself.
And if one NFL owner gets that advantage, others will follow.
Yeah, there you go. All right, we got your 1 o'clock. That's all your 1 o'clock rundown. Next, we're going to get to the question of the day. How do you beat the heat and all this heat wave coming up? Hit us up. We'll talk about it next. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
A political shakeup for Democrats that represent Seattle.
Traffic.
Right now, Auburn to Renton at 25 minutes. That's a good 10-minute delay.
Conversation.
3 people on the floor can't cover 20 aisles of plexiglass. They're doing their best. It just doesn't work.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
And the party begins.
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Our summertime savings event means 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months, backed by our unbeatable warranties. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
We all know a cancer diagnosis is physically and emotionally draining, but it can be financially draining too. That's why Northwest Hope and Healing is here to help. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda, a plastic surgeon who is proud to be part of Northwest Hope and Healing's mission. We provide a lifeline for breast and gynecologic cancer patients. We cover essentials like food, utilities, and childcare so patients can focus on healing. Since the year 2000, we have distributed over $3 million in direct financial assistance to thousands of local cancer patients. And you can make a direct impact. Mark your calendar for Life in Color, a summer brunch, auction, and fashion show on August 23rd at the Somme Hotel and Spa in Woodinville. It's an unforgettable afternoon of hope and inspiration, celebrating local cancer survivors. Get your tickets now for Life in Color on August 23rd. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
D.R. Horton's National Red Tag Sales Event is going on now through August 2nd. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Hey, good afternoon. At 1:30, I'm Tim Holm. Washington now has 10 large wildfires burning across the state. The 2 biggest are the Kaiser Canyon Fire in Okanogan County, north of Grand Coulee, and the Lions Ferry Fire in Adams, Franklin, and Whitman counties near Colotis, north of the Tri-Cities. The Kaiser Canyon Fire has grown to more than 60,000 acres and remains 0% contained. About 24 structures have been destroyed. 1 person dead following an officer-involved shooting near SeaTac Airport.
Renton Police tell KIRO 7 they're now the lead agency in a new investigation being run by the Valley Independent Investigation Team. That's the group of law enforcement agencies that respond to shootings that involve law enforcement personnel in southern King County. This morning, the King County Sheriff's Office and SeaTac Police were at the scene at 16th Avenue South, and their response was significant, blocking the entire roadway in an industrial area that's about a block south of the southern end of the SEA runway and close to the large tanks south of the airport.
That from KIRO 7. Investigators say a 33-year-old man died after an altercation with King County deputies. No one else was hurt. Also on Sunday, a deadly shooting near Renton. Residents along Petrovitsky Road called 911 just before 11 to report multiple gunshots. Deputies arrived to find a man with a fatal gunshot wound. Investigators say the suspected shooter escaped before they got to the scene. A federal judge on Monday ordered Paramount and Warner Brothers Discovery to halt their $81 billion merger for at least 2 weeks.
12 states, including Washington, sued to block Paramount's pending buyout of Warner last week, alleging that such a combination would extinguish competition in Hollywood and lead to fewer choices for consumers, particularly moviegoers and cable customers across the U.S. The state's top prosecutors called on Warner and Paramount to not close the transaction until after a court had time to fully evaluate their claims. There's a hearing set for August 3rd. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
A harbor seal pup rescued near Bellingham has died after veterinarians found bullet fragments in its brain. The pup was rescued earlier this month with a head injury. X-rays later revealed it had been shot. Veterinarians determined the injuries were too severe and the pup was euthanized. State and federal officials are investigating. On Wall Street, markets lower today. The Dow down 307, NASDAQ down 12, and the S&P off 14. At 1:33, real-time traffic with Nate Connors.
Hey, thanks, Tim. Let's see. This one brought to us by Seattle Sports. South 5 heading into Seattle. We're heavy at 85th in the downtown. Gets real thick there at the Ship Canal Bridge. Linwood to Seattle is a 20-minute commute. North 5, you're crowded between the West Seattle Bridge just past I-90. Nice clear patch through the heart of downtown. And then you're bumper to bumper again approaching 520 to the Ship Canal Bridge. All added up, 20 minutes max to get through downtown. South 405 are beginning to fill in between Bellevue and Renton, but nothing heavy. Still about 15 minutes to make this trip. Up toward Hood Canal, though, we've got big backups on northbound 3 and eastbound 104 approaching the bridge due to a recent marine crossing. And Tacoma to Olympia, we're down to a 10-minute delay. All that slowing between Lacey and Olympia, starting near Cabela's. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Your Monday forecast, partly sunny and 85 today. Cloudy tonight, low 62, and then we hit the 90s for 2 days. Partly to mostly sunny and hot, 90 tomorrow, 92 on Wednesday. Seattle right now, 78. I'm Tim Hole, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. We have got a great question of the day today. It's going to be very hot. It's coming up. People are always trying to figure out how to stay cool. Some people have air conditioning, some people don't. Even when you go outside, let's say you got air conditioning in your house or you got a nice, comfy car to drive around in, but then you want to go outside too, so you don't just want to be cramped up inside. What can you do outside that's going to keep you nice and cool? What kind of thing do you do, Spike?
Well, and the people who texted in their solutions to beating the heat,
yeah,
these are all spot on.
Sure.
It's not some voodoo stuff going on. These
are like actually good things.
You look at scientific tips to make sure that you stay healthy and comfortable in this weather. By the way, you can still get air conditioners. If you need them, you can still get air conditioners. There's still people in town, the Home Depots of the world, the Costco's of the world, that have a limited supply of these. But next couple days is going to be in the 90s. So if you're going to do it now. There was a recent law passed in the state of Washington, I should say, not just the city of Seattle. It's I think Senate Bill 6200. If you're a renter, you've got the right to put an air conditioner in your unit. There are requirements that are there for you. I think Como News gave us a list of everything that's required. Mm-hmm. And there's some responsibilities. It's a two-way street trying to beat the heat, right? You have to make sure that your unit doesn't damage window, that it's serviceable, that it doesn't drain, it's got proper drainage, doesn't damage property, all these things. But and the only reason your landlord can tell you can't put a portable unit in is if your building already has an AC unit. There's a couple other different factors.
Let me ask you a question about this.
Yeah.
What do you think about these, like this law that says that renters can put a portable unit in there, the kind that hang in the window?
I think it's a good thing. I think it's if people are renters, they shouldn't be subjected to the overbearing guidelines of a landlord who might put a renter in a dangerous position.
Dangerous?
People die from heat. People die.
I understand, but
we've had dozens and dozens of people die as recently as last summer's heat waves.
I don't like that law.
Okay,
I don't like it. The reason I don't like it is because I understand the desire to want air conditioning. Mm-hmm. And when we're talking about heat, like I'm looking at the forecast here and people are going to go like, you guys are making too much of the heat. Right now in Seattle, according to my phone app, the high today is 77. The high over the next few days, according to the phone app at least, is that it's going to be 88 on Wednesday. And then it's going to dip back down to the 70s, which is very pleasant. But obviously that can feel very hot if you're inside a small apartment.
Well, I've been hearing also other forecasting for the low to mid 90s.
Let's call it low to mid 90s.
And
that's fine too.
Depending upon where you are.
Yeah, but here's my problem real fast with that law specifically. it's not like landlords are trying to be mean to people by saying that you can't have air conditioning. They're not trying to say, like, we don't want you to have nice things because you're a renter. In most of these cases, these landlords are saying that a lot of the window units, if not fixed properly to the side of the building, are a liability to people walking outside the building if they fall. This happens every single year. I see news stories every single year where somebody is hit by a falling air conditioner that is installed haphazardly by somebody in an apartment, because they think that all you have to do is just close the window on it, and that's it.
Right. And I said it's a two-way street cooling these things. Landlords are allowed to check and make sure it's properly installed. And you can't install an air conditioner if you can't lock the window.
Yeah, and if
because that's a safety factor.
And if you are a renter, it comes with benefits in that you don't have to pay for a lot of the maintenance and the upkeep and the renting. There's also some things that are not beneficial about being a renter. For instance, you don't own the place. Yeah. So if somebody owns your place, I don't like a bill or a law that then steps in and says, like, hey, we actually are going to tell this owner what he can or can't do with their own place.
But we have lots of laws like that, though. We do have. We have building codes. We have guidelines.
I understand. But specifically with the air conditioner one.
What if there's a landlord that says, look, utilities are a part of the rent I charge. If anybody put an air conditioner in the summertime, my utility bill is going to go up and cut my profit margin down.
Have you ever rented a place where utilities are included, where your electricity is included?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. Of course, I haven't rented in 30-some years. Maybe it's not a case anymore. But oftentimes, utilities were part of the rent package that I paid.
You didn't pay your rent, electricity?
I didn't have a separate utility bill at places.
Laura, do you have an electricity bill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe, again,
I think you're talking about like garbage.
I haven't talked. What do you mean?
I think you're talking about like
no, I rented a place on Lower Queen Anne that utilities were part of my rent.
Oh,
really?
my last place I rented from, they were included, which was actually a little bit of a sticker shock when I moved into my new place, that I had to pay water, sewage, gas, and electricity, and all the other.
Yeah, but we're getting the minutia of this particular rule, and you can look for the guidelines.
Sure.
Como News has a story for you.
All right, let's read some of these.
What people are telling us. What we do, and it's very super smart. I think it was the first guy to the gate, Benny Tugboat Captain, closed all the drapes and windows and sealed the place up like a cave. That, if you can not let the sun into your place with heavy shades, close it up, that'll help reduce the amount of heat inside your house. What we do is we run open windows overnight, and you got to have. It's also, I think other people mentioned this as well in our listener feedback. Yeah, you got to create a wind tunnel. You got to
you can,
you
get one side to the
one
other
side of the house, the other side with a fan blowing, pulling from the outside on this side, blowing out on that side,
for sure.
And you get that cool night air to make sure that you enter the day with the best possible case you can.
Steve in the 206 says, throw 4 bags of ice into your hot tub.
And have a cold bath if it gets too hot. He's not wrong.
No, I know, but if it's already hot, you're just going to melt those 4 bags of ice.
You let the hot tub, turn it off.
Sure.
Quit heating it.
Yeah.
It gets to be room temperature, whatever, and then you throw a few bags of ice in there.
You could even just turn your hot tub off,
and
that water's going to cool down to a point where you're going to be pretty comfy in there.
Well, then throw some ice bags in there.
You could.
You got a cold dip, right?
Do that in your bathtub, too.
They say that, cold compresses on the back of your neck, on your wrists, on the back of your knees.
Yeah.
If you do find yourself outside in the heat and you're overheated, and you need to cool down, cold washcloth, some ice pack on the back of your neck, back of your knees.
I will periodically, I don't know if I should say this because it's probably not safe for food storage.
Okay.
But you can take your undergarments and you can put them in your freezer.
Oh,
and then
you can?
And then you pull them. You should. And then you pull them out of your freezer and then you put them on your body.
Yep.
It doesn't last very long.
Do you chill your pillowcases?
I don't chill my pillowcases.
We do that.
No.
We do. We chill pillowcases.
I have 2 pairs of underwear freezing in the company freezer right now.
Is that what that was?
Just for such an occasion. I'm just getting ready.
A damp sheet. Somebody recommended a damp sheet.
A damp sheet?
At night. If you get a sheet out of the water, put it in the washer.
Yeah.
Wash it on cold.
That's a good
Instead
one.
of throw it in the dryer, put that damp sheet over you at night, cool you down, you fall asleep quickly.
You know what we do sometimes? If it gets like super, super hot and we want to be outside, we will go on to like hikes and stuff like that. Like you go under like forest cover.
Yes. Avoid the sun. That's one of the greatest tips for
That's such a great thing to do. Yeah. Go into like go find yourself we have all these great giant hikes with beautiful old growth forests in Washington. Go find one of those.
Yeah. Or
because the air in there is like 15 degrees cooler.
Somebody said carry an umbrella, a parasol, if you will.
Sure.
If you're going to be walking outside, if you're going to be working outside, bring an umbrella. That's a little bit of shade for you.
Sure.
Find shade where you can. Stay out of the direct sunlight when you can.
Do your best. All right, we had a ton of these. Thank you guys so much for sending these. We appreciate it.
Include some more in the last call.
We'll do some more in the last call today. That's a great idea. Perfect idea. Which means you can still get a few of these in, and we will try to read some of those at the end of the show. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. When we get back, we have a continued update on the most famous Is he a rodent? Is this a rodent? Is a raccoon a rodent?
No.
Is he a bear? Is a raccoon a bear family or a marsupial?
I think it might be a marsupial. I don't know. Let's find out.
We're going to find out what this guy is. He's the most famous, and now there's going to be a proclamation on his
son,
behalf.
right? Seattle's favorite son.
Yeah, of course, we're talking about Jimothy. So we'll get into that when we come back. Stick around.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear the John Curley Show, 3 to 7.
If 20 people were asked to choose toppings for a pizza, and the majority were not asked to pay for any of the toppings, they would probably choose, the majority would, the most delicious and therefore the most expensive. Government should list the price of the toppings and everybody should pay something. We are ruled by the ignorant, elected by the ignorant, and that is the case.
Watch live or later on the John Curley Show's YouTube channel.
Amy Cox did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. And with that money, she decided to treat herself to an anti-aging red light mask. Will she look like a horror movie villain every night? Yes. Will her boyfriend Kevin be scarred for life? That's certainly a risk. But it's Amy's savings, and if she's willing to risk her relationship for smooth, wrinkle-free skin, well, bye-bye, Kevin. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. Get a free oil filter and more during the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone, now through July 27th.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Holy smokes!
The On Cruise Adventures Rick Riz Show.
What happened at the ballpark yesterday?
Sparky's sitting on my scorebook here, my cat.
Friday mornings at 8:15 on Seattle's Morning News.
They call this one Bill.
Whoa, aliens? Am I in a spaceship?
Affirmative, Bill.
What's with the laser saw?
Relax. We are cutting our bill in half.
What?
An Xfinity mobile transmission says you can cut your bill in half.
Oh, your mobile bill, not me, Bill.
Ah. Xfinity Mobile also says we can try it free for a year. Free.
Yes, with no commitment. Can we put the saw away?
I am reluctant. But we will find another being to bisect.
That's not sci-fi. It's Xfinity Mobile. Xfinity Internet members cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
Are you in pain? Have you considered surgery or even joint replacement? Hi, everybody. It's John Curley. Before you make that decision, I recommend you see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. I did, and it's been a game changer. My doctor took a look at my x-rays and said, well, looks like you need a whole new hip. And then he said, wait, how old are you? And I told him, and then he said, well, wait, you're too young for a hip. You're just going to have to, live with the pain. We'll see you in 3 years. It was horrible. Dr. Wagner is a board-certified Seattle physician with over 30 years of experience performing more than 20,000 stem cell procedures, using a person's own stem cells to regenerate cartilage in their own joints. People with severe osteoarthritis, even bone on bone, are back doing what they enjoy doing without pain and without surgery. So whether it's a hip like I had, or a shoulder, elbow, ankle, wrist, or knee, before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first. Go to drmarkwagnermd.com.
When the heat's an 11, cool AC would be heaven.
Dayandnight.net.
Stay cool this summer with a new AC or heat pump from Day and Night. And with installation, you'll get a free furnace.
Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. Call us about installing a high-efficiency cooling system or servicing your existing one so you're cool when you need it.
Get a new AC or heat pump now from Day and Night to stay cool this summer. Plus, with installation, you'll get a free furnace.
Dayandnight.net.
Have something to say? We'd love to hear it. Text KIRO News Radio at 888-973-KIRO. That's 888-973-5476. Powered by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
A riddle brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What do your home and auto have in common? Progressive protects them both. It was an easy riddle. Learn more at Progressive.com.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
There are 6 markets you can place your money in. Research suggests it's better to have exposure to all 6 markets. Don't miss a potential opportunity because you didn't strategically diversify your assets. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Request your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing in your portfolio. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
All right, welcome back to the show. This is a fun update. A story swept the region last week. At the end of the week, there's a little tiny character by the name of Jimothy. He's like a raccoon, but smaller.
I saw him on a national nightly newscast.
Did you really?
National.
He's national?
National. He's gone global.
Oh, man.
He's gone global.
Say you knew him when.
Yep.
He used to be just a little guy who lived in Ballard, and now the world owns him now.
You're right. Godspeed, Jimothy.
Seattle Council member Alexis Mercedes Rink is going to issue a proclamation for the raccoons in the stomping grounds of Ballard. She's designating 2026 Jimothy Summer, which I feel like is an understatement at this point. He's everywhere. He just won. You had this story.
I couldn't believe this one.
He was at a Mariners game?
Yeah.
They got him tickets to the Mariners game?
This is our check your feed segment of the show.
This is what we're doing right now.
This is everybody's feed.
Yes.
The M's, the Mariners have the salmon run.
Yes.
Right.
Well, what's the dumb looking salmon? What's
Humpy,
that one? Humpy.
The humpback salmon.
Okay.
Yeah. Or so the salmon run, the silver, the king, the sockeye, the humpy. Well, this weekend, Jiminy ran in the salmon run.
Jimothy ran.
Jimothy.
Yeah.
Jimothy ran in the salmon run.
I'm seeing it here.
And I wish Mariner Marketing had taken just a couple more minutes or hours, or maybe even wait a day. A day.
For what?
Give us a better Jimothy.
The Jimothy costume is not perfect.
It was lacking.
Especially when Humpy's is so good.
They've done a great job with those salmon.
Yeah.
These first off, these are promotional employees who have to trot around the field.
Wait, what?
In these costumes. Do you think you ever seen the presidential race that they do in Washington for the Nationals? Have you seen that one? Oh no. They got Lincoln, Washington, Jefferson, and Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh,
they run around the field. That's who does their mid-game entertainment.
Genius.
We have the salmon run.
But now we have somebody new.
Well, I don't ever want that guy to come back. If they're going to bring, but I know well.
Jimothy won.
He won.
Somebody dressed as Jimothy.
If they're going to do Jimothy, do it right.
What would you have them do?
I'd have them build a real costume.
Yeah, it didn't look great.
It was a guy in a mask with something stuffed under his jersey to represent a humpback.
So the thing about Jimothy, if anybody hasn't seen him yet, which I'm would be shocked if it hasn't come across your
First
feed.
off,
Because
welcome back from your coma. We're glad you're back with us.
Yes, yeah. Welcome. There's a lot that's been happening.
Yeah, you had to be
And the first thing we want to tell you is about Jimothy. Jimothy has a compressed spine. He's got some sort of a spinal deformation, and so he walks in kind of a. He's like a little hunchback raccoon.
He is.
Which we discovered, by the way, before the break. We were asking whether or not raccoons are marsupials
Or rodents.
or rodents, and they are not. They are in the. What is the name of this family?
Procyon.
Procyon.
Procyon is the family, the classification, animal classification.
Yeah, okay. And this is, I can't pronounce any of the other animals that are in the ringtails. I know the ringtail.
Yeah, ringtail, the kickajou is one of them, right? There's a few
Alingo,
different.
the Alingos, and the cacomissals.
This one's relative to this continent of North America.
Okay.
Yeah.
I assume that I was thinking it might be a little tiny bear, but that's not what a raccoon
Not
is.
a bear, no.
It's not a bear.
And people think they're rodents because they kind of do what rodents do. They scavenge.
They scavenge and they eat trash.
Yeah.
Do you remember Great Outdoors, the raccoons?
Sure.
No. And they would eat and they'd,
You bet, man. My wife reminded me this weekend when we lived on our Queen Anne home. I told you about our raccoons we have out in the Edmonds area.
Yeah.
In the shoreline area.
Yeah, they're drunks.
But the raccoons in the city, they were gang members.
They're vicious.
City raccoons are a different little monster.
I totally agree with you.
Right, and Jimothy,
they got a harder edge to them.
They do. Well, they got to survive,
raccoons.
man. They're fighting for survival.
Our raccoons, when my wife and I lived in Green Lake,
different.
Our raccoon tried to steal my wallet. He's like, I don't even know what he's going to do with it. I was outside and I hear a rustling in the bushes, and I look up and there's a little knife, and I knew what he wanted. I could see it in his eyes.
And he wasn't alone.
No.
They come there, right?
Well, they say if you can see one, there's two you can't see.
That's right, from either flank. That's exactly right. But Jimothy, my wife has already bought for our youngest.
Shut up.
I swear to you, our youngest is going away next week with some friends over to Chelan.
They got to represent Jimothy.
They got a T-shirt. I've seen 5 different vendors with Jimothy T-shirts.
So ridiculous.
Already on the marketplace. I sent the first one, Laura, Friday night.
Yeah.
I sent you the first Jimothy T-shirt.
Yep. Jimothy, We Trust. I've seen them everywhere.
And Laura says, you should try to trademark that. And I tried. Oh, no. Long gone. Please.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's all these artists that are popping up, and there's like, Banksy stuff.
You know Henry? The very famous local artist who does the big Sasquatches and all those things?
Sure.
He's done a Jimothy. He
course.
painted a unique, and he's auctioning it off. It may already be closed, but for the Ballard Food Bank.
Oh, fantastic.
Right? Yeah. And there's all these people in the social media feeds like, hey, make a grocery bag, a reusable grocery bag, and all the proceeds will help benefit
Capitalize
the food bank.
on this, folks.
This little guy's going to do great things.
This is genius.
He's a spokesperson for WSDOT.
We got just about 30 seconds left, but I have a suggestion for the Mariners. They may not take it, but this would be hilarious. In the salmon run, if you bring Jimothy back, aside from your suggestion, which they should follow, a better costume that more accurately reflects his true deformities.
His charm.
Yes, his charm.
His charm. He's
which
adorable.
I see as a charm. At the start of the race, he should just attack the salmon and start eating them. So they're on the ground, and Jimothy's just...
That's what they do.
That's what they would do. If in reality...
Brilliant.
And then
he didn't go for the waste can by the Mariner dugout.
He
wasn't rooting for garbage.
He should go straight for the garbage can.
What? No.
He doesn't win a race.
No.
Have you seen how he looks? All right. We have other stuff to get to, and so we will when we come back. Stick around. We're back.
KIRO Newsradio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
State Senator Jamie Peterson drafted one of the state's most progressive taxes to date, the income tax on millionaires.
Engaging conversation.
We pay teachers the 4th highest of any state in the country.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
The Seahawks, they're bringing it home again.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Meet Matthew Preston. Inside his apartment, everything he holds dear is protected by Progressive's renter's insurance, like his laptop and a surprisingly valuable collection of baseball bobbleheads. Outside his apartment, his laptop is still protected, as are his bobbleheads, which he carries around with him for reasons no one knows. Renters, the limits of protection aren't just the four walls of your home. When you're in Progressive's Protection Zone, get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
When you see this in your kitchen,
the stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves, or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
I'm Bradley Johnson with 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Let's talk about artificial intelligence.
I cannot answer that.
Many professions are using it, and allegedly some are even being taken over by it. At 1-800-DUI-AWAY, we know police are leveraging AI, whether it's analyzing body cam footage, reading license plates, or even facial recognition. AI has become a helpful tool, enabling officers to work more efficiently. And efficiency for them means more people getting pulled over. You can't chat GPT your way out of a high BAC. Getting legal advice from AI is no substitute for an attorney. Use AI correctly, or it can result in trouble, like a self-driving car taking you home from a bar.
You have reached your destination.
So call 1-800-DUI-AWAY or go to 1-800-DUI-AWAY.com. If you get pulled over for DUI, the only thing you need your smart device to do is call 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
1-800-DUI-AWAY.
John Curley here. When the AC starts acting up, don't assume you need a whole new system. Home Comfort Alliance, their approach is simple. Repair first, replace only if needed. Their techs diagnose the real problem because a simple fix can often get the cooling back up again and not cost you a full replacement. Need something new? Ask about a heat pump for year-round comfort. That's what we did at the barn. Get real pricing in 60 seconds at HomeComfortAlliance.com. Call the comfort people. HomeComfortAlliance.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. According to newly unsealed documents, the Trump administration has sought telephone records of several New York Times reporters and relatives as part of a leak investigation.
The subpoenas mark an escalation in the Department of Justice's investigation after the New York Times reported about security concerns related to the new Qatari-donated Air Force One. Lawyers for the New York Times called the timing of the subpoenas, quote, deeply troubling, and alleged the Department of Justice violated their own guidelines by waiting a week to notify the paper about the subpoenas. A federal judge is hearing arguments later this week about quashing the original subpoenas sent to the reporters to testify about the sources of their reporting. Peter Haralambous, ABC News.
Senator Darlene Graham, the sister of the late Senator Lindsey Graham, tells Fox News she'll run for the South Carolina seat after she serves the remainder of her brother's term, which ends in January. The U.S. and Iran continuing strikes throughout the region, and the Strait of Hormuz closed off to most ships. That's leading to higher oil and gas prices. This is ABC News. It's not technically a precious metal, but the rising value of copper has made it a target for thieves.
How you doing?
When a police officer spotted a man in a reflective work coat walking along the West Seattle Bridge with armloads of insulated copper wire, he was suspicious.
What is really going on here, man? I told you I was up here working for him. Working for who? Who do you like?
Gregory Wayne Galetzik was arrested on charges of posing as a city employee and stealing about 100 feet of wiring from the light poles on the bridge. Some of the lights are still out almost a month later. Galetzik failed to appear at his arraignment. A warrant was issued for his arrest. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Nearly 800 firefighters are battling 25 blazes across northeastern Minnesota. They're bracing for another challenging stretch as strong winds, recent lightning strikes, and above normal temperatures continue to threaten fire growth. This in addition to the hundreds of wildfires burning in Canada, sending smoke to the U.S. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
At 2:02, a busy 24 hours for King County Sheriff's deputies. More on that story coming up. But first, Nate is at the real-time traffic desk.
Yes, sir, Tim. Up in Everett, we've got that afternoon Boeing shift underway, so we're sending heavy volumes eastbound 526 over to I-5. Right now, just minor crowding north 5 between the Boeing Freeway and Highway 2. Seattle and Bellevue up to Everett are both doing great. South 5 into Seattle looking okay. You're going to jam up at the north end of the Ship Canal Bridge into downtown. North 5, you're going to jam up prior to the West Seattle Bridge, just past I-90, and then another heavy backup between Mercer and the Ship Canal Bridge. 20 minutes to make this commute. South 405 getting heavier between Bellevue and Renton, just under 20 minutes now from Bellevue to Renton. Up at the Hood Canal, we're still looking at big backups heading toward the bridge this afternoon from a recent marine crossing. Tacoma to Olympia, still looking at about a 10-minute delay. Again, all that slowing between Lacey and Olympia. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Tim Hole. Here's what's happening. A 33-year-old man was shot and killed by King County Sheriff's deputies as they responded to a traffic crash. It happened last night at South 192nd and 16th Avenue South near SeaTac Airport. Investigators will only say there was an altercation before shots were fired. No one else was hurt. Also, King County Sheriff's deputies investigating a deadly shooting at Fairwood in an unincorporated Renton late last night.
Just before 11 p.m., 911 dispatchers received several calls about gunfire near Southeast Petrovisky Road and Southeast 171st Way. Sheriff spokesman Brandon Hull on what deputies found.
There were reports of the driver being shot and then crashing into a tree, and we are asking anyone who may have witnessed this or has any information to please call 911.
Investigators believe the victim was driving when he was shot and then crashed into a tree. Anyone who saw what happened or who has information is urged to call 911. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Also, a suspected hit-and-run driver is under arrest after slamming into a King County Metro bus. Sheriff's office says the crash happened just after 2 this morning in Burien. Deputies say a car hit the bus near Ambon Boulevard Southwest and sped away. Officers quickly tracked it down. Driver taken to Harborview Medical Center with leg and hand injuries. 3 passengers also taken to the hospital. Get ready for the hottest weather of the summer so far. National Weather Service has issued a heat advisory for the Puget Sound region from tomorrow morning through Wednesday night. Highs expected to be between 88 and 95 degrees, prompting reminders to stay hydrated and limit outdoor activities the hottest part of the day and check on vulnerable family members and neighbors. More and more Washingtonians are installing air conditioning in their homes. 6 years ago, less than half of all households in King, Pierce, and Snohomish counties had AC. Today, that number is 63%.
Now that we have it just included in the house is much, much better.
She talked with KIRO TV. If you don't have air conditioning, public libraries, malls, and movie theaters are good places to hang out. The Whatcom County man attacked by a bison in Yellowstone National Park is up and walking. Carl McDaniel of Kendall, east of Bellingham, broke his femur in 4 places when the animal tossed him into the air 10 days ago.
It picked a target. That target happened to be me. He just kept coming, and he was more aggressive. And as soon as he got off that tree, he launched me in the air.
McDaniel talking with KTVQ-TV from his hospital in Bellingham, in Billings, that is. Last week, National Park officials said the bull bison was not to be euthanized or removed from the park. At 2:05 now, your forecast calls for partly sunny skies today and a high in the mid-80s. Overcast tonight, low 62. Tuesday, we warm up, partly to mostly sunny and 90. Wednesday, 92, before things cool back to 83 on Thursday and 77 on Friday. It's 78 right now in Seattle. I'm Tim Hole, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 2 hours down, 1 hour left to go. You know, it's funny, all the stuff that we prepare for, all the stuff that we read, we do a lot of show prep for the show. Think about all the different stories that we cover. We also have to have a bunch of stuff in, like, for backup, just in case we get to it.
Yeah.
So we're reading. And, we love a response from the audience on things. We kind of base our barometer of how much you guys care about the things we're talking about based on some of the text messages and things like that come in. Social media type stuff as well.
Well, we do the show for the audience. It's nice to know that they get it. They appreciate what we're doing. If they want to hear something
engaged.
And if we're missing something, I'd love to know.
Yeah, but you know what? By far and away, the number one thing people care about is Jimothy, who is a raccoon. And we literally have nothing we can do about Jimothy. Here's my secret fear of now Jimothy's meteoric rise to fame.
Okay.
Before, he was just kind of a nice little raccoon in Ballard. He might get it, but two things. Number one, he might get kind of a fat head now that he's internationally famous.
Sure.
And the second thing is that people are now going to really be seeking him out in a way that is not healthy for raccoons.
Yeah.
And that's a fear. And the Department of Fish and Wildlife said, like, hey, he's famous now, but it doesn't mean that you should, treat him like a celebrity.
Sure.
He's still a raccoon at heart. And let him do his business.
He's a wild animal.
He's a wild animal.
He's not the celebrity you think he is.
No. He's not going to sign anything for you.
No.
He's not likely to
pose for pictures.
He's not likely to pose for a picture.
You corner him for a photo and try to hug up for a selfie, you're going to get scratched.
He'll claw his way out.
He is.
Absolutely.
You're asking for trouble.
Watch out. So just, stay clear. Let him live his life.
Same thing with Justin Bieber. We warned people.
Treat Jimothy exactly as you would Justin Bieber.
He's cute.
And everyone will be fine.
But he's dangerous.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're the same size, too.
Yes.
I'm just joking. I don't know how big Justin Bieber is. He seems like he's a normal-sized guy. I have no idea. That was unkind. Or Jimothy's massive...
I'm speaking about his demeanor, his state of mind.
There you go.
Next thing you know, Jimothy's crashing a Testa Verde or whatever car that is. He's driving through the neighborhood at 85 miles an hour.
Testa Verde?
Whatever, yeah.
What is a Testa Verde?
I don't know. That's a quarterback from the from Miami Hurricanes.
That's a person.
Yeah.
You mean
Vinny,
like
a Vinny?
A Vinny. All right. We have other stuff.
Testarossa. Ferrari.
There you go.
That's a hybrid. It's got a shorter spine.
Testa Verde. It sounds like the tacos you just made last weekend.
So good.
This is interesting. There is a perspective. Well, there's definitely a lawsuit in the works surrounding the Initiative 645. Now, that is the initiative to repeal the new millionaire's tax in Washington State. So if you support the initiative, it's on the ballot now officially. It was collected. Signatures were collected by Let's Go Washington.
Over 500,000 signatures.
511,000 signatures. Right. They only needed like 300,000, ish to qualify. But you want to have a nice comfort zone in case there's multiple people signed it multiple times or whatever. You don't know. So it's verified. Secretary of State says, all right, it's on the ballot. So people will have their say in November about whether or not they want to repeal the millionaire's tax. And if you want to, you either vote yes to repeal it, meaning you do not want an income tax in Washington State, or you can vote no, and that means you want
repeal it.
It means
no, don't repeal it.
No, don't repeal it.
Yeah, not no on a tax.
Yes.
Not yes, I want a tax. Yes, I want to repeal. Yes means no. No means yes.
Okay, so the confusing nature of initiatives is what the topic's about.
Yes.
Because Let's Go Washington, they're already gearing up for a court battle with the Attorney General's office, whose job it is, if I understand this correctly, they're the ones who are responsible for deciding what words make it onto a description of an initiative. Do I have that right? Is it the Attorney General's office?
You do. I believe that's correct. What we're discussing is the potential confusing and intentionally confusing nature
can be if they wanted
to proposed ballot. If the state doesn't want something to pass, they can write a really convoluted and even confusing ballot
description.
Measure.
Yeah. So here's the thing.
I mean, no means yes, yes means no. Right out of the gate, that's confusing to me.
Yes. Agreed.
No.
In the traditional sense of yes.
Exactly.
So this is the interesting part. They have we've all, everybody who's a good citizen pays attention to these sorts of things, and you vote. On these initiatives, you have a very tiny little box because they print all these things out and you have to read them on your, your dinner table or, wherever.
Yeah.
A very tiny little box where they can describe what the initiative is. And they have 18 words to do that or so. 18 words or so.
Imagine writing a tweet.
Sure.
There's a limited amount of characters you can use. Same thing with them. And
Same thing with them.
It's about 18 words.
18 words where they can describe it in a certain way. And so now, Let's Go Washington is saying that they're gearing up for a court battle because you are already hearing on the no to the Initiative 645 campaign, which Governor Ferguson was just at the other day. They kicked it off. Even before this thing officially was on the ballot,
Right,
they kicked it
school
off.
kids, placards.
That's what they said. They
PR
said
campaign.
if this initiative, if people vote yes and the initiative is successful, then Governor Ferguson is claiming, I know it's confusing, isn't it?
I'm trying to keep up.
Governor Ferguson is claiming that that means that we're going to lose funding for K through 12 education, for food security for people, all these different things. And the way that they're able to say that, even if it's not true, is they're able to say that those things are paid for out of general fund money. And if this money goes into the general fund and that money is then not allocated to those areas because that doesn't come in, you are de facto taking money out of those programs that we are committing to those programs via these new resources of revenue that we're starting.
We'll have less general fund money, and what we'll do with it is we'll take money from K through 12.
Well, that's what they're saying. And so now Let's Go Washington is saying, like, all right, well, our lawyers are ready. If you guys want to present a very misleading description on the ballot, which is what the entire conversation at the very beginning, when Governor Ferguson wanted to pass this thing and he wanted to sign it into law, and when Jamie Peterson was coming up with this, the reason they sought counsel from the Attorney General's office to figure out how to introduce an emergency clause in a way that stopped the referendum process, which naturally would have taken place from the people. What it does is it removes the referendum process, and the only way for the people to have a say is the initiative process, which is very expensive. And it also gives the AG's office the ability to write their 18 words to describe the initiative in any way that they want. And so Let's Go Washington is saying, all right, if you guys are going to put a bunch of stuff in there about how this is going to take away K through 12 funding that they don't even have yet, if you're just proposing to give them funding from the millionaire's tax and not even all of it, but just a portion of it, and then you're going to use that to say, hey, K through 12 is going to get underfunded now.
This is going to be an interesting case in court because I think this is a case the state can win.
You think so?
I do, because what I would ask if I were Let's Go Washington, I'd say then you need to dedicate in writing that this millionaire's tax is going to be dedicated not just to the general fund, but to K through 12 education in some degree.
Sure.
Otherwise, you have no right to say repealing this tax will directly take money from K through 12.
Yeah.
They're really fudging around where the money's coming from the state's perspective.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the state says, look, general fund money pays K through 12. This gives us less general fund money. So that means, of course, if so facto, then less K through 12 money. I think that's, of course, a case they can win in court. I think the state can win that case.
Do you think people are going to understand the initiative when it gets on the ballot? I mean, as simple as that.
You drill right down, because that's what if I were challenging this initiative,
yeah,
or on the ballot, I would say it needs to say yes for an income tax, a millionaire's tax. I didn't even give them that. Yes for a millionaire's tax, or no for a millionaire's tax.
Yeah,
that in itself is a level of like, what am I doing here? No means yes. Yes means no.
But
I'd go after that first, because they can win the K through 12 fight. I think the state can.
But you vote, it's so confusing. These are
vote yes, repeal.
Yes means you want to repeal.
Yeah, yes means no.
No means you don't want to repeal.
No means yes to a millionaire's tax.
That's very confusing,
and it's intentionally confusing. But if the initiative is to repeal it, that's kind of baked into the cake.
Yeah,
that's how this has to be worded, because the initiative is to repeal.
Here's the thing: this bill. It doesn't lock in any specific money to education.
And that's what I'm saying.
That's the problem that they have.
This bill, if you want this tax, put that on the thing.
Yes.
If you want this tax, make sure it's going directly to K through 12.
But they don't. Because the truth is, K through 12 is not underfunded in Washington State. I mean, if you were to really dig into it, and we have many times, people are of different opinions, and that's totally fine.
Sure.
And there's people out there who
strong argument that it's just mismanaged.
Sure. Yeah.
Not underfunded, just
you and I, from time to time, we'll have disagreements on whether or not they're underfunded or whether they're overfunded.
I think both can be true.
It might be. It might be. Maybe there's certain areas where they could use some more money, and then there's other areas like every single administration job.
The other 99%.
The other 99%.
Where they're not just making smart decisions with our money. Yes, our money.
I'm fine
not
with
their money, our money.
I'm fine with teacher pay. I want to say that. I'm fine with teacher pay. Administrative pay, bupkis. Crazy to me, the amount of money the administrators are making.
It's all Chiefs and I'm not going to finish that line. Insulting line. You know the line, though, right?
I know the line.
Yeah, and I apologize. It can be seen as derogatory or pejorative, and I don't mean it to be so.
I have great respect for it. I don't think anything derogatory.
Too many managers, not enough employees. Can I say it that way?
A lot of cooks in that kitchen.
A lot of cooks. Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah, not enough
Absolutely.
dishwashers.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's another interesting thing that they're going to have to figure out. Your former state governors in Washington State, Jay Inslee would never comment on this because he's too close to Bob Ferguson, I think.
Yeah.
Although, will we hear from Jay Inslee? Because I do feel like there is a popular, growing chorus of former governors who are still with us that are saying the state is just mismanaging their funds. They're spending way too much money, and you're having a real problem now connecting with voters and making a good case that you should give them more money when your funding has gone up just so high over the last few years. And we heard it from Christine Gregoire. Christine Gregoire recently talked to KIRO News. I'm going to play a cut from her. And then we've also heard it now from Gary Locke.
6 weeks ago, Gregoire?
I believe so,
this?
yeah.
Somewhere.
She was talking with KIRO News' Chris Daniels about Washington's dire economics and just how out of hand the spending has gotten.
Some have said, well, we have a shrinking budget. No, we don't. And it can't be accounted for by looking at population growth or inflation alone. If we don't take a course correction, we're going to continue to see, we're going to lack those startup companies that are your Microsofts and Amazons of tomorrow. We're going to see some of our standard, hero kind of companies start distributing workforce elsewhere in the country.
So you think we've hit a ceiling, a tax ceiling, in Seattle and Puget Sound and Washington State?
I think we need to stop looking at it as the only answer to our challenge is to raise more revenue. Whether it's city, county, state, if we're going to continue the conversation by saying the answer to every issue is more taxes, we will ensure that we are not competitive with other states. Thus, we will see an exit of businesses and people, and that will leave us without the good jobs, the affordable housing that our people deserve.
I promise you, when Governor Bob Ferguson heard that, I would have, I guess I can't promise because I wasn't in the room when he heard it, but I would imagine that probably raised a brow for Bob Ferguson when he heard Christine Gregoire saying, like, hey, you got to get your own financial house in order before you ask other people to donate more money. Not donate, take more money from people.
And I'm sure that former Governor Inslee said, well, it's a Republican point of view. As a Democrat, I say, okay, Christine Gregoire, you're a Republican. I can see where you would feel that way. But
she's Democrat. Yeah.
Gregoire was a Democrat?
Yes. Are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding. I generally thought, you're right. She's a Republican. Yeah, you're right. She's a Democrat.
Christine Gregoire was
she's such a Democrat.
Christine Gregoire was one of the most Democrats of all Democrats.
I don't know where my brain went there.
No worries.
You mentioned food, and I totally was.
Well, again, don't forget, we haven't had a Republican governor in Washington State since, I believe it was 1980. So you go back to any one of those governors, and it's been a long time. It's been like 40 plus years now where Washington has been run pretty much by one-party rule. This is Governor Gary Locke, he was a governor from 1997 to 2005.
Yep.
This is the reason we're talking about the Gregoire cut, which did send shockwaves through local Democrats. This is Governor Gary Locke. He's talking at the Economic Future Solutions Summit recently, and he also was asked about Washington's budget. And listen to what he had to say. Now, he was Gregoire's predecessor.
Quite frankly, I have great concerns about the budgeting process in Olympia right now, and it's happening throughout all local governments. Rachel talked about it. You cannot take one-time money and commit it to permanent programming, because when that one-time money goes away, how are you going to continue that program? And then you create all this dissatisfaction and disappointment among the interest groups. The legislature has passed all these revenue programs, and some of it I support. But they still have a budget deficit. And they've already promised that all this new money is going to be spent for expansion of programs And yet it looks like they're going to have to use this new money just to shore up existing programs. And so pretty soon the voters are going to lose faith with policymakers and our leaders.
Yep.
We have these referendums or initiatives that are approved by the voters. We say it's going to be used for a certain type of program. And then 2 or 3 years later, they rob that program and use the money for something else. So pretty soon people are going to say, wait a second, I can't trust those folks, whether it's local government, state government, or whomever. We're voting for these things, we're approving these things, but then it becomes a bait and switch.
Do you think that current Democratic leadership in Washington State, are they gonna take his words to heart? Because I think he really hits on something where he goes, listen, you're very quickly running out of runway with voters who can say that they can trust you on some of these financial things.
It's funny. I don't know that that's going to be what changes Governor Ferguson's mind, because clearly I don't think they don't respect the voters enough to even ask them to put an income tax on the ballot.
Yeah.
Right? They think they know better.
And they're fighting hard against it.
Right. They think they know better.
It's coming now, but they tried to fight against it. You're right.
I think what's going to flip the switch for Governor Ferguson is going to be businesses leaving, to both Gregoire's point, Governor Gregoire's point, and Governor Locke's point.
Sure.
When you see businesses who don't want to do business in Washington anymore.
Yeah.
15 years ago, we were top 5 city in America to start a new business.
And that would have been, was that under Gregoire?
That was under Gregoire.
Yeah.
And now we're almost dead last. We're so far down the chute in a place to start a comfortable, a welcoming business environment in the state of Washington. We're not going to get there. Governor Locke said something, though, that this is what struck me. Of course, you want to see an ad? No, I don't want to see an ad. We have to rein in budgets and not spend more money than we bring in. It seems to me now there's a mentality of let's just keep bringing in what we spend. We just need to bring in more. We need to stop spending more than you bring in. That's economy 101.
This is, and the really frustrating thing for anybody who's listening and who is not in government, which is everybody listening, this is something that this is normal adulting. This is your normal, everything that you have to learn as you get older in life and as you start bringing in more money. There is a real easy path where you can just say, like, hey, you know what? Maybe my pay is increasing. I've been at a job longer, whatever. I'm going to start taking on a few extra expenses as well at the same time. And before you know it, your monthly nut is so big that you are covering so much, and then you're not saving any money. So maybe you're making 50% more money than you were 3 years ago, but you're also spending 60% more. And you're like, where's all my money going?
Right. And all of a sudden your job, you take a pay cut because companies cutting back.
Sure. And then it's devastating because you have raised your lifestyle to the point where you just can't afford it.
And that's where Washington is, because all these federal programs and funding that have been cut off or that were COVID-based, these guys actually built budgets based on COVID income.
Which they knew was going to dry up.
That was going to sunset.
Yeah, they knew it. And then they said, well, we'll just lock it in, and then we'll tell voters we have to have it.
We'll just raise taxes. We don't want to, but we have to.
Oh, the whole thing is crazy. But but you know what? Bravo to Gary Locke. Bravo to Christine Gregoire, who are speaking up and saying, like, hey, this is not a sustainable path.
And this is your side of the aisle, Democrats in Olympia. This is your side of the aisle saying this.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we got a lot more coming up when we come back. Speaking of expensive, this is interesting. Seattle food event food. When you go out, you want to go to some sort of a venue somewhere.
Sure.
You might pay a little extra, but is it particularly expensive in certain places? And why is it extra expensive?
Okay.
We have heard from some of the vendors. Seattle Times talked to a few of them, so we have a little idea about why everything is so expensive when you go out. We'll talk about that next. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Voitin from the G and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the G and Ursula YouTube channel.
2 years ago, my office launched a major media campaign to identify key witness to our client's bicycle accident, which we later settled for $10 million. Because when we accept a case, we don't rest until we do everything possible to improve our client's chance of recovery. We're one of only a few firms in the state with an in-house investigation team building our clients' cases. So when you hire Davis Law Group, you don't just get a dedicated and award-winning legal team. You get our commitment to better service and even better results. Request a free consultation today at 206-888-8888.
Your old water heater's starting to peter.
DayandNight.net. Day and Night has $150 off installation of any new water heater, including tankless, backed by a free lifetime warranty.
Hi, I'm Bruce. When your old water heater leaks or fails, the damage could be catastrophic. Whether you need an emergency replacement or you're planning ahead before it leaks, give us a call and we'll help you get into hot water again.
Get $150 off installation of any new water heater. DayandNight.net.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Honey, did you invite the minions over?
Hello. Well, you know how we talked about getting Wi-Fi from Xfinity?
Yeah.
I ordered it this morning, was online in minutes, then they showed up.
So they just came over to use the Wi-Fi?
They even brought their own devices and spell book.
You didn't give them the new Wi-Fi password, right?
No.
That's good.
I gave them our old one. Because Xfinity lets us keep the same network name and password so devices connect instantly.
What do they want Wi-Fi for anyways?
Better not to know. Plausible deniability.
Get streaming or scheming instantly with same-day Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Plus, lock in one price for the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi for 5 years. Guaranteed. And see Minions and Monsters only in theaters. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
Did you know that 4,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer every year in Washington state? I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda with Northwest Hope and Healing. We provide financial support for breast and gynecologic cancer patients in our community. Join us at Life in Color, a summer brunch, auction, and fashion show on August 23rd at the Somme Hotel in Woodinville for an unforgettable afternoon of inspiration. Get your tickets now for Life in Color on August 23rd at nwhopeandhealing.org. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
At Madrona Financial and CPAs, we believe there are 7 steps that must be taken in preparation for a successful retirement. Retirement needs more than just a basic income plan. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Don't settle for a partial plan. Get the real deal by requesting your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Ichiro is back, and he's trading base hits for long balls. 50 season celebration weekend kicks off with the all-new Alumni Home Run Derby presented by Muckleshoot Casino Resort. On Friday, August 7th, after the team takes on the Rays, see Ichiro step up to the plate against other former Mariner sluggers. Seats are going fast. Get yours at mariners.com/tickets.
At Seattle Children's Hospital, 1 in 3 patient families can't afford the food their kids need to heal. Safeway and Jackson Smith & Jigba are fighting back with the Food First Project. No barriers, just help for families right now. Learn more at Safeway.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
At 2:30, good afternoon. I'm Tim Hole. We hope you like hot weather. The National Weather Service has issued a heat advisory for the greater Seattle area starting tomorrow morning.
Right now around Seattle, we're looking for high temperatures during the afternoon hours to peak around 90 on Tuesday and the low 90s. Right now our high for SeaTac on Wednesday is 92 degrees.
That's forecaster Jacob Deflitch, who tells KIRO News Radio the usual reminders apply. Stay hydrated, avoid outdoor activity during the afternoon, and check on your vulnerable family members and neighbors. Air quality could be an issue as well, thanks to wildfires in Washington, Oregon, and British Columbia. As for those fires, there are now 10 of them burning across Washington state. The biggest, the Kaiser Canyon fire in Okanagan County. It's burned more than 60,000 acres, destroyed about 24 structures, and remains 0% contained. The Lions Ferry fire in Adams, Franklin, and Whitman counties has burned more than 34,000 acres. It's 28% contained. Some evacuation levels have been lowered. Another death at a popular but dangerous swimming hole near Black Diamond. Man jumped into the water at Green River Gorge on Saturday and didn't make it out alive. Seattle Times reports friend pulled him from the river and called 911. Paramedics couldn't save him. Fire crews needed a rope and pulley system just to get the man's body up a steep slope from the riverbank. The Green River Gorge has seen multiple drownings and rescues over the years. A new report shows Seattle police prostitution enforcement is in line with the city's SOAP ordinance.
The Stay Out of Area Prostitution Ordinance was passed in September of 2024. And the enforcement guidelines say police are to target sex buyers and traffickers, not sellers. The Seattle Office of Inspector General released a preliminary review which found from August 1st, 2024 through March 31st of 2026, police arrested 65 buyers and 9 traffickers. 61 of the buyers were caught in undercover stings. No sellers were arrested in that time. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
A young orca is back in open water after becoming stranded on a beach in the Strait of Juan de Fuca. Whale watch operators spotted the 7-year-old killer whale known as T65B2 stuck between Smith and Minor Islands last week. The Whale Museum says a team of wildlife experts evaluated the whale and found it was healthy with normal vital signs. So instead of intervening, responders monitored the situation as the tide came in, and about 30 minutes later, the whale was able to swim away on its own. At 2:33, let's check KIRO News Radio real-time traffic with Nate.
Thanks, Tim. It's been a Monday light afternoon so far. This report brought to us by Harborstone Credit Union. In Everett, North 5, just before Highway 2, we do have a collision on your right shoulder. Drivers are slowing at the scene, and that's going to have you starting to slow at 526. Everett to Marysville, right around a 10-minute commute. Maintenance work is blocking the right lane, northbound 529 on the Snohomish River Bridge, about a mile back up onto Broadway here. In Totem Lake, we have maintenance work blocking the left toll lane, north 405 and northeast 124th. Traffic starts to slow at northeast 60th. South 5 is heavy approaching the Ship Canal Bridge in the downtown Seattle. North 5, scattered backups approaching the West Seattle Bridge to the Ship Canal. Plan on 20 minutes to get through this. Southbound 167 is thick between Algona and Sumner, and eastbound 18 heading into Auburn jams up just off I-5 and Federal Way over to C Street, where we may have a new blocking issue. Earn up to $30 a month just for using your Harborstone PNW Cashback debit card. Open your free checking account online today at harborstone.com/cash. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Your forecast, partly sunny and 85 today, 62 overnight tonight, partly cloudy skies, then partly to mostly sunny and hot tomorrow. 90 for the high, 92 on Wednesday, cools off to 83 on Thursday, and 77 by Friday. 78 right now in Seattle. I'm Tim Hole, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. Spike, do you get out to a lot of farmers markets or street fairs, food truck meetups, things like that?
I do, because first off, our band loves to be a part of those events, and we do.
That's right.
Oftentimes we are part of those events. But it's such a cultural tool. It's an asset for the city.
Oh, it's so fun.
And I'm not just talking about like the folk lives, the big things like the Bumbershoot, Bite of Seattle.
Well, could just be like a food
street
truck
fairs.
Friday or something.
Right,
somewhere.
food truck rodeos are great.
Yeah.
The community festivals that we play with all over town, too many to name.
It's such a cool thing for local, you know, tiny little towns too.
Yep.
They don't have a ton of restaurants available, but they can say like, hey, we're going to designate this space where everybody from the local region who wants to send a food truck in here, and you're going to have
a tent.
or put up a tent.
Little kitchen, yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that. But some of these places can cost a lot of money. I mean, you sometimes there is sticker shock when you walk up to some of these vendors, and you go like, Seattle Times highlighted this. They talked to one juicer, somebody who makes juices. I'm trying to get the name of this. I don't want to dog them here because I'm going to say that it's a high cost. Anyway, it's a person who makes fresh, cold pressed juices, and then you go like, okay, well, how much should a fresh, cold pressed juice cost? And that's like $8. Like, why am I paying $8 for a cup of juice?
Well, and it's a little bottle. It's Copa Fruits is the name of the particular vendor. Well, that's okay. I mean, they're in the story. The Seattle Times featured them, and they were very willing to say, look, the reason I'm charging $8 for a little thing of fresh pressed juice, a cup of juice, is the overhead that these vendors undertake.
Yeah,
it's not because they're trying to get rich by working one weekend a month. That's not the case.
Because you start doing the math in your head, and you go like, okay, I know how much a watermelon costs, and I know how much an orange costs. I could buy a bushel of oranges or a bag of oranges, whatever, however oranges come. I could buy a ton of them for a third of the cost, and I could make my own fresh squeezed orange juice. Why am I paying $9? Now, you're going to pay a premium because the thing is done. I understand the commerce part of it. But you were totally right. What Seattle Times highlights is there are all of these fees that you're not even thinking about that go into setting up one of these little vendors, and it's an incredible amount of money. I mean, tell the audience about some of these. These are wild.
They took one particular vendor and as an example, and they mentioned several in the stories, and I'm not sure if this particular amalgamation of fees.
Yeah, this is probably an average.
Yeah. You've gone to an event, there's a fee to rent that booth.
A booth
to
fee.
have space, because they're bringing the crowd and they're doing the advertising. They're getting the permits for an event. You've got a booth rental fee. But when you're trying to sell food at a booth at a fair, whether it's in a small community or the Seattle Center, you need a temporary health permit.
Yeah.
Because you can, and there's a responsibility to serve food to the public.
Sure.
There's a fire department certificate required for if you're going to have a kitchen in a group of people.
Yep.
This is a stress or a strain or a need of city resources that wouldn't be needed if you weren't doing this food thing.
Let me ask you a question though. Do you feel like these are excessive?
I was shocked by these numbers.
Okay, because
per tent,
per
truck, whatever it might be.
Because and we'll read you the numbers in just a second. You guys can judge for yourselves, but I guarantee you're going to think they're excessive. The thing is, it's not like you're setting up a business, a permanent business that's a structure that's going to be there all the time and that's benefiting from the walkability of your location and all those things.
Yeah, the community that
you're one of 55 vendors that's setting up. So the idea that you're paying these prices. Like, for instance, the fire department certificate that's required. And this is, I assume that these are Seattle costs.
This particular event was a Seattle event.
The fire department certificate for this one event, for this one vendor, take the juicer, for instance, that's trying to sell juices, fresh squeezed juices. I don't imagine they run into a lot of fires with that juicer. They're not in the business of frying up juice, probably. It's a lot of fresh press stuff. The fire department certificate is $400. For one event.
For one event. And that can be like a 3-day weekend event, 4-day weekend event. But still, setting up in one location.
And if you're 500, if you're 50 different vendors at that event, you're each paying a massive chunk. And what are the odds that a fire department even has to come out and put out a fire at one of these places? But that each one of you, I mean, every 2 vendors is $1,000 for these places. The booth fee. Tell them the booth fee. This is crazy.
Booth fee's up to $1,000 to rent that booth space at an event.
Could be more. Depending on the type of event.
Yeah.
And 10 to 15% of the sales.
Of the commission of the sales from that event is being guaranteed to the people who are promoting the event.
Which seems
and that's the price
so
you're
high.
paying to get a shot at that audience, that crowd.
You're totally right. And you're going to have to make those those assessments as a small business owner. You're going to go like, hey, you know what? I don't otherwise have the ability to get in front of 5,000 people in one day.
Well, that's another part of it too. And I don't mean to cut you off, but a lot of times you go to these events and you see a kitchen, and if you love their food, I'm going to go visit their business when the event's all said and done.
There you go.
And the vendors who come and make this decision, this financial roll of the dice, it is an investment.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always pay off.
Temporary health permit, $120 per event, depending on where you're cooking and how you're cooking.
And you can get an annual health permit, which is, of course, a lot more expensive, but it covers your appearance at all. If you do a lot of events over the course of the summer, maybe your tent is all you do is events.
Yeah.
You're seasonal.
Yep. Listen to this. So I did a comparison. I ran some side-by-side numbers. Seattle and King County in particular are very expensive to do these events in.
Sure. Yeah.
Because not only do they have, listen to this, not only do they have the yearly health permit that's required, the mobile food unit health permit, which is a King County public health requirement. So this, depending on the size, this is tiered, so depending on the size and how much you're operating and how many events you're going to.
A hot dog cart as opposed to a food truck?
Sure.
Yeah.
$630 to $1,260 a year for the yearly health permit. But then on top of that, if you want to show up to one of these things, there is also a SDOT street use vending fee, which is $418 as your deposit, $146 issuance, and then there's a $110 to $170 a month depending on the season that you're operating in. So I imagine like high yield months, like summertime, you're probably going to have to pay like a top tier price.
Sure, premium time, premium price.
You're looking now, when you look at the yearly cost and then you add on the SDOT additional cost, and then you start adding in, now again, it's all about foot traffic and it's all about figuring out, is it a good investment for you to get in front of this many people? It may or may not be.
Right, and that behooves the vendor then to make themselves special, to mark themselves well,
Sure.
to put out a great product.
But that's why people, when they show up and they say like $8 cup of juice.
Right, a $12, $15 entree at a food fair?
Yeah, because you have all these high fees.
These are people that are barely, if they are, making a living.
Yeah.
Or turning a profit. We talk about how tough it is to run a restaurant in this city. Now imagine you have to pick that thing up and build it every weekend and pay every single permit every single time.
Very tough.
For space, for insurance, for a health code, for fire.
Yep.
All these things. For credit card access.
In Tacoma, Pierce County, their health department, their mobile unit permit, again, King County, the cheapest one that you can get is like $630. It might be as high as $1,260 a year.
Yeah.
In Tacoma, Pierce County, it's $52 is the floor versus King County's $630 floor, and the highest that they do is $480.
It's cheaper than King County, but it's still
cheaper. But you may not get the foot traffic.
Right,
depending
exactly.
on it all depends. Yeah. But that's why you're paying so much at these things.
The point I want to make is if you're going to these fairs and you're seeing these vendors out there, and it's a little painful in the pocketbook, which you all understand, but it's not. They're not getting rich. They're trying to sell their business, trying to earn a living.
Yeah,
they're trying to make your experience better.
Trying to make ends meet.
Yeah.
That fire department certificate in Seattle, that $400 for event, whew, that seems like a lot. That seems like a lot of money. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Last call next. We got your text messages. Last call to get them in. Send it to them right now. Send it to us right now. 888-973-5476. We'll get to those on the other side of the break. Stick around.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear the John Curley Show, 3 to 7.
The media's in the passenger seat. The government's driving the bus. Problem is, I don't know how the government gets people's trust back, and I don't know how the media gets the trust back as well. We've become a low-trust society. I don't know if we're as bad as the former USSR or Russia is now. Truth is whatever anybody pays it to be, and somebody wants to believe it for whatever reason somebody wants to believe it.
Watch live or later on the John Curley Show's YouTube channel.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
Folks, I told you about the event we just did at Aegis Living this weekend, but I want to remind everybody that when that point comes in your life that you need help, that may be time for your parents or yourselves to figure out what does the next stage of life look like. Do yourself a favor. Do me a favor. Go to ageliving.com and take a look. We're talking about senior living communities like no other. Voted best of Western Washington. That's your neighbors voting this. Seniorly. They analyzed 500,000 reviews from over 60,000 communities nationwide, and they ranked Aegis Living #1 for senior living in all of America. Go to ageliving.com and take a look today. ageliving.com.
Get any size high-efficiency AC for just $179.99 a month with zero upfront costs. CM Heating's Comfort as a Service includes lifetime repairs and annual maintenance at no extra charge. Book your free estimate at cmheating.com today.
License number CMHEAHL 751LW.
Jane is a small business owner.
That's right.
And tell them what that's like, Jane.
Yeah, well, it's like a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs, and some days things can feel like they're flying off the rails.
Yep, it's a lot. But the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business can help you manage it all. With the largest, fastest fiber-powered network designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect. Plus gig speeds with security and equipment included, all with a 5-year price lock.
Nice. So everything stays on track.
Exactly. The Total Solutions Advantage. Get started for just $60 a month for 12 months when you add Wireless Connect to a qualifying internet package. No one does business like Comcast Business.
Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and automatic payments with bank account required. $60 offer requires 300 meg internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Summer's here, and it's the perfect time to tell you that Integrity Roofing and Construction has been serving and supporting our Puget Sound communities for 10 years. If your roof is aging, storm damaged, or just ready for an upgrade, now's the perfect time to schedule your free consultation. With products that last longer and perform better, Integrity's team brings full transparency so you know exactly what your home needs before you spend a dime. And Integrity has locations from Issaquah to Sequim to Everett and Gig Harbor. Visit IntegrityRC.com. That's IntegrityRC.com right now. Integrity Roofing and Construction, where doing the right thing matters.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
A perfect game by a Seattle Mariner. It was done by the King.
50 seasons, 50 legends, one unforgettable night. Join the Mariners Saturday, August 8th for 50 season celebration night at T-Mobile Park, presented by Daktronics.
The Mariners are going to play for the American League Championship.
Before the team takes on the Rays, arrive early for the most epic pregame ceremony in Mariners history. You'll witness the biggest gathering of franchise icons ever assembled as the 50 greatest Mariners from across all 5 decades are revealed. From Griffey to the big unit, from Ichiro to Nelson Cruz, and every legend in between, you don't want to miss this once-in-a-lifetime event.
Junior with a 2-run home run. Everybody is going bonkers here in the Kingdom.
Seats are going fast. Get yours at mariners.com/tickets.
My, oh my!
Progressive Insurance. Progressive can protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, RV, and more. In short, a lot of things. Bundle today at Progressive.com.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's Cars with a K.
Hi, I'm Marla at Sky Nursery with a heads up that gardening in July has its challenges. Seattle summer drought can cause plants to droop in just a matter of hours, and rabbits and aphids can get a little out of hand in your garden, especially if you have any travel plans this summer. That's where an experienced Sky gardener can make a difference with down-to-earth and sustainable solutions to all manner of gardening quagmires. After all, you deserve to enjoy a beautiful, thriving summer garden without having to learn the hard way first. We can help. Head to skynursery.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. It is last call for your text messages. Why don't we start off with everybody's favorite topic of the day, 2 days in a row. Laura, go for it.
On Jimothy. Tom Waterbilly says, Spike, here's a thought for a parody or twisted tune. The raccoon Jimothy from Mary Poppins Jim Chimmery song.
Jimothy, right?
We have the music.
Ice cute at Trash Panda. Oh.
Jim Chimmery.
As cute at Trash Panda as pandas can be. Stop. It's terrible. Terrible. Now, if we had, we'll work on it.
That was only 10 seconds.
It's only 10 seconds of bad.
You put in 5 minutes to that?
I'm sure I can
Pretty good.
Probably put a little more.
I think that was pretty good for 10 seconds. Goodfella says raccoons of the world unite like cat cafes in the USA and dog-friendly bars, etc. In Ukraine, they have a raccoon bar, mostly babies, to attract business. Raccoons have been rated in intelligence and loyalty where the states allow having this wild animal. Jimothy for mayor of Ballard and the rest of the city.
They are incredibly cute.
They're very cute.
Pandas, or raccoons in general, are cute.
Yeah.
They're just so mischievous.
They're mischievous.
Maybe it's the fact that we've forced them to live on the street. We've forced them underground. They are unwelcome.
But we all love them so much.
love 'em.
We all go, oh, they're so cute when you see them.
Yeah. On the Will Chamberlain jacket a teenager found at Goodwill. The auction's closing in less than an hour.
53 minutes and 12 seconds.
We're watching it. And
I'm watching it right
It's still
now.
at $50,000 as it was for the last few days.
Current bid, $50,000.
Yeah.
42 people watching it.
I really think it's going to really start exploding in the last 20, 30 minutes of this auction. I think I'm interested to see where it goes, but like you pointed out, it's still $49,997 more than he paid for it.
There you go. Exactly.
It's doing great.
It's still money. And Quinn's going to come on with us tomorrow.
Quinn's coming out with us tomorrow, 2 o'clock.
All right. 2 o'clock. He's going to tell us about his winnings here.
Bobby in Tacoma says, at the Tacoma Rescue Mission thrift store, I found a brand new looking 40 Weiner jersey hoodie with a name tag inside that read Demico Ryans. Sure enough, it was team issued and must have been left behind when he coached here. Not sure if it ended up at a thrift store in Tacoma, but not Will Chamberlain would steal. But not a steal. It was a steal for $12.
That's great.
I'm curious to see how Portland got that. And we may never know.
We'll probably never. I'll bet you it was
never know.
it was a collector who had it, and then, people
Somebody
died.
had bought it at
Sadly,
auction
people
somewhere.
died.
Yeah.
It probably got thrown into an estate sale, and nobody saw the value in it, and then it ends up in a Goodwill bin on its way to the dump. Until some bright kid named Quinn picks it out, and now he's going to make at least $50,000 on it. So good for him. On the heat wave coming up, 206 says Canada should compensate us for the inconvenience of having smoke from their fires. Am I right, or is that stupid?
That's pretty stupid.
206, you're not far off. You're not far off. I'm not of the mind that they should be responsible for compensating us. I mean, how would you even quantify the damage?
Send us some masks? What do you do?
I don't even know what you do there.
360 says, based on data from NASA's Terra and Aqua satellites, quote, scientists studied this data over a 21-year span and found that extreme wildfires have become more frequent, more intense, and larger, end quote. Much of this increase has occurred in the western U.S. and in the boreal forests of northern North America and Russia. What's your source, Jake?
What's my source for what? What are they asking? What's my source for what?
To disprove that.
To disprove that there's more fires?
that wildfires have become more. Climate change does have a hand in wildfire increase.
They have stopped mitigating forests because they say it's damaging to the forests. They've stopped cleaning up the forest and all the brush, which then leads to more fires. I'm not saying there's not more fires, but I'm saying that the very thing that they're saying that they're trying to stop, which is
fires,
climate,
oh, okay,
is the reason that they're not clearing these forests and doing what they need to do, which is what Carney in Canada said needs to happen, which is you need to burn parts of these things down so they don't spread. It's forest mitigation. This is common stuff. That's my source, 360. Thank you very much.
206, Robert 206 says, Inslee's running for president so he can get speaking fees and other gigs.
That's 100% it. That's 100% it. Fernando in Seattle says, not voting for anyone over 70 ever again. Have we not learned from the last two old guys? But, Fernando, you sound like an ageist, and you're not totally wrong.
You got my vote.
On the Odyssey, Elena says, if you want to get a start on another version of the Odyssey, see The Return with Ralph Fiennes. How do you say his last name?
Ralph Fiennes.
Fiennes, thank you. I love him. I know who he is. I just don't know how to say his name.
Voldemort.
I don't know how to say this either. Juliette
Binoche.
I always said Binoche. What did you say?
I thought Binoche, but I could be wrong.
That sounds better. Juliette Binoche. She should change it. I don't know what it says.
Anyway, Fiennes is rugged and a good cast for this part.
360 said, my wife and I saw IMAX Odyssey on Sunday. Okay movie, but great visually to watch.
I've heard good things about it. I heard it's very good. I also heard it might be a touch long.
I really liked it. I will say it didn't lose
Did you see it?
I saw it on Saturday night, and it didn't lose
Very
my engagement once. There were no low points.
How long was it?
Like 3 hours solid.
Did you see an IMAX?
No.
Okay.
Because it was all sold out.
It was all
and
sold
we
out.
wanted to go.
Plus they were on strike.
Plus they were on strike. Spike, pick the last one. We're short on time.
Okay, to beat the heat, frozen water bottles in front of a fan. That's a great trailer park solution, I'm telling you.
There you go.
A hot tip says get a spray bottle, add water, a little bit of essential oil, and spritz your face, spritz your neck, wherever you're feeling warm.
There you go. Also, don't forget your animals out there.
There you go. Perfect.
If you're
Thank
hot,
you.
they're also hot.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. We're going to come back tomorrow. We'll do the same thing, except better, and have a ton of fun. Every day we strive to give you the best show we possibly can. Tell a friend. Come on back. We'll see you then. John Curley's coming up next. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear G and Ursula.
Why are we talking about a new stadium?
Weekdays 9 to noon.
In the NFL, the average stadium has 157 suites. You know, where the rich folks be.
Okay.
Here in Seattle, you're talking about 120. If you're an owner, I want to potentially have a Super Bowl in Seattle.
Sure, I'll take a new stadium as long as not one tax dollar is spent on it.
Subscribe to the G and Ursula Show on YouTube and watch live or later.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Meet Lee Platz, a renter whose possessions fill not only her apartment, but also the darkest corners of a mini storage unit. A land of both truth and fiction. Truth, everything inside is protected by Progressive. Fiction, one day Lee will fit into her clothes from senior year of high school. Renters, discover coverage for what you love and what you can't get rid of in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
Hey fans, it's Rick Riz. I love making exciting calls every night, but there's a call I'm really excited to make in just days when I can say goodbye glasses. I'm having refractive lens exchange, RLE from K2 Vision, to get rid of readers, glasses, and contacts. Plus, I'll never get a cataract. For decades, I've had to call ball games using readers to see my notes, then over them to see the field. On and off, on and off. It was brutal, but no more. K2 Vision RLE is my permanent solution to a lifetime of great vision. Holy smokes! Talk about experienced veterans. The K2 Vision RLA team has done over 150,000 lens procedures. I trust their stuff and them. Stay tuned. I'll keep you posted on my results. So enjoy life with no readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts. Get your free Zoom consult now at K2VisionRLE.com. Then you can make the call. Goodbye, glasses. K2VisionRLE.com.
There's a sink at the brink and a drain that's a pain. DayandNight.net.
Slow drain? Backed up toilet? Call Day and Night to save $100 off any drain cleaning.
Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. From a slow drain to a major backup, no drain is too big or too small. Whether we're your first choice or smart second opinion, I guarantee our experts will solve any drain problem, day or night.
Now get $100 off any drain cleaning.
DayandNight.net.
Most of us are one good deal away from finally replacing that worn-out rug, fixing up the backyard, or getting the bedroom we actually want. Good news, that deal's almost here. Wayfair's Black Friday and July sale. Get up to 80% off area rugs and up to 60% off outdoor and bedroom furniture. Shop Wayfair's huge selection of styles and find the piece to fit your style, budget, and space. Plus, free shipping. Black Friday in July ends July 27th. Shop today at wayfair.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206